and see how we're going.
That's also an important bit that you can't really take out of the equation. Just getting in is not really enough. If you get bad seeding, you're going to be matched against the top seed. So you might actually have something like a final game if you're late to the party and don't really get the points in the first round, just due to the seeding.
Exactly. Exactly, and I've just noticed as we go in game that red team have gone over to the blue team, which is going to make things very fun and awkward.
Confusing as always.
We're going to start off with rank 55, with 55 ranked dragons, going over those guys first. I'm just going to go over their team and their build very quickly to let you know exactly what they're running. And it looks like Misha's going to be running off with... Misha's actually going to be back on Mesmer, normally playing DPS Guardian as of late. He's going to be playing Staff with also the Great Sword, the Traveler Rune, and going from that standard Shatter. But not going for the reflection there on the illusions, but going for the confusion infliction, which is going to be a lot longer. Then we're going to jump over towards the Red 11, who's going to be playing Panic Strike DP Thief. He's going to be using the Vampirism Rune, of course, as well as Berserker's Amulet, going for the Infiltrator Signet instead of that Blinding Powder. And we're going to go over to Zan, who's going to be playing on a Char called Big Zan. It's going to be Celestial Rifle. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Yeah, good description. Peace and harmony from the Big Zan. Loads of love. Harmony Rune. Wow. Okay. Vampirism Rune with Celestial Amulets, going for the Power Wrench trait there. Going for, of course, the Toolkit with the Slick Shoes and the Grenade Kit. He's not going for Elixir S today. He's been switching that up recently. We're going to go on to Zapdos next. He's actually going to be playing. So this is Blackjack, of course, who was from oRNG logo, but now going over to 55, and he's going to be playing Sharpbow Warrior. It's actually put another point into armoured attack there, so gain power based on your toughness rather than going into discipline a little bit more. And then we're going to go over finally to Munapar, who's going to be playing Dagger Elementalist, no doubt, and he's going to be playing Celestial with a Holbeck Rune with the usual stats there, as well as the utilities and traits. And Zapdos just double checking what he's going for. He is indeed going to go for Fear Me with the Battle Standard as well, and no on my mark. And then Nick's going to go over the blue team.
Exactly, and do you want to tell them that we're ready already? And I will try and keep this brief. We've got Renner on a Panic Strike Dagger Pistol, is going for the Blinding Powder here instead of the Infiltrator Signet. Then Guns and Tools. Guns and Tools will be playing of course, with the Vamp Rune. Rifle Celestial Engineer, going for the Slick Shoes there, so no Elixir S happening so far. Curve, Ellie, he's playing an Elementalist, as the name might suggest. He's going for Dagger, Celestial, and this time around also for the Vamp Rune. That comes up on Ellie's as well from time to time. Then, let's call him Napsaw still.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, Napsaw, seriously. Dude.
He's playing a Shout Warrior. The Shout Warrior for red team that is called blue and is on the blue side, and this is going to be confusing. Damn. So running with a battle standard, of course, as well, so standard build for the shout bow warrior. And then last but not least, we've got Amy Guard, and he's or she's maybe playing a DPS Guardian, meditations, kind of as you would expect, and also going for the Rune of Vampirism. So yeah, not really the most seen choice on an offensive Guardian, but from time to time people go with it.
It's nice to see Amy Guard back, actually. Maybe playing on a different character here and there, but on DPS Guardian, Amy Guard, awesome, good stuff. So, looking forward to seeing. Wow, okay.
The match?
Yeah, indeed. Sorry, I thought I had a tiny bit of lag there. We are going to go into this game, have a look at the splits. Nick's going to go over them for the first time today. And we're going to see Red Team versus 55 Ranked Dragons.
And from rank 55, we already have a good bit of aggression as Blue is playing it, or Red Team rather, on the blue side is playing it a bit more defensive. They might be caught out here if they turn around. No, they're going for the full-off defensive, and that is going to be difficult for Munapar on mid. He needs to see that coming, or he's dead instantaneously. Already trying to go for the FOV, not the FOV, the line of sight there. Trying to hide himself. And we have a re-stealth actually, so really waiting with the engage. They want to see the red team pop up first. They want to see rank 55 to have their targets.
Yeah, they're waiting for Zapdos to come in here as well to try and take him out early, to take that banner out, of course, if they can. But actually able to mitigate a lot of that damage as he comes into the point, having the support of himself, of course, as well as Misha coming in to actually get some damage on the opposite team members. Guns and Tools very low over towards the Henge, actually, as he tries to get that decap, and the Burning Tick might actually screw him over here, although he's going to be able to get that cleanse from the healing turret as he tries to get away, and should be alright here as he goes over towards the midpoint. Red team picking up, 55 picking up 2 side nodes at the moment as Red team is struggling over on the midpoint.
Yeah, and we had a lot of chase of Curve. Is that going to continue? He's looking for the support, but the only one able to support him in any way is himself. And that's not really a good thing. We've got the Moa on Naps, so no Battle Center coming out. First misform, he's trying to position himself also, just slightly out of the refuge, I think. And now we might see the Battle Standard, or is it just going to be too much damage? We have the second down. Renner overcommitting with the Battle Standard, only bringing up 1. So still 1 down. Amy Guard, Curve is almost gonna follow, just barely makes it out with the lightning, and tries to go for the decap, but on his heels we have Big Zan, and he's come to duel.
Indeed. Amy Guard going to go out in mid in the end. We are going to see the pickup of the mine cap now as well for the red team, who are playing on blue at the moment, actually, sorry. And then we're going to try and see him taking out Red Levin here. Does get that Vampirism rune proc and just able to escape with Misha here. Those guys making sure that you can make full use of this Pain Train combination now as they re-engage onto probably mine more than anything as we go over towards the Henge, which Curve is trying to get involved with more because he was trying to get the escape. He actually got to the node, obviously, versus Zan. It's going to be hard to get a decap, to be fair, but Amy Guard's going to come in and try and get the damage off as Curve brings in the support, as well as that updraft there, and the combination of that updraft with that DPS coming from Amy Guard and also the knockback is going to take Zan off node, which means that Zapdos can't actually come back up to actually raise him, but he is going to release the banner instead, which is going to get him back up into the fight, so that's going to be great for Zan, and he's actually going to move himself back over towards the midpoint, just to regroup probably more than anything, to make sure they can pick
release
up
the banner. Exactly.
Yeah, Misha going down
Red
over
11,
on the mine as well.
Yeah, Red 11 is trying to go for the sneak grabs, both in stealth, so that is going to work, and Guns and Tools still so low. Could go for the instant engage. We've got the heal, the knockback from the exploding turret there. They will be able to get him down, and the damage is really good. Big Zan for the reinforcements, so really good move there. Misha down on the side as well, so Renner really doing a good job keeping that Mesmer out of play, but braced up again as soon as the rally comes out from the stomp on Guns and Tools. Double outpoint cap coming out for Red Team. Which
Amy
on
Guard,
the blue side.
Amy Guard coming in there with a good Judge's intervention with the Ring of Warding, of course, which is going to put Zan in a horrible position, actually boots him off node and then tries to get a ton of damage. He's trying to use that gear shield to block a ton of extra damage coming in. We are going to see the fear coming out from Zapdos to make sure that's not going to happen, but Zan does go down in the end from Amy Guard and gets a confirmed down as well, popping that Virtue of Courage to make sure she gets that stability off. Good job from those guys to clear up this fight. It looks like Red Team, i.e. Blue Team, coming back into this game at the moment. Good job from them as we go over to Henge. See how we're doing with Guns and Tools, who's trying to defend versus Moonapire.
Yeah, and Moonapire actually somehow got the decap there. Didn't quite see how that happened. Zapdos actually making it out alive, and they lost no one else while retreating from that far node, or well, close node, but it's capped by mine. Now they can just roam between the 2 points if they don't get another kill. Oh, Renner, very good. That's a good setup. Take out the DPS for the next team fight, and they will be chasing for the next kill there. Curve is almost presenting himself to be killed there.
Yeah,
no
pretty
much.
much.
Of him being there.
I think it was really risking that decap, and unfortunately, we are going to see Blue Team lose their mine cap as well here over on the on the mine, of course, as Misha does get past their defenses to get that decap and initiating another miniature team fight. So they've got Renner down. Renner is back in the map and will want to move straight over to mine as soon as possible. Curve is dropping really low here. He's going to go down just over on the wooden structure over here, just near where the mine is. Going to try and vapor form on node. It's not going to be to get the res. It's just going to keep the point contested for as long as possible. And this is the problem when you're in that 4v5 over on the map. And then we're going to see the Moa coming out onto Napzor as well. The main support, of course.
Is that going to be a downside cap? And maybe a res even on Curve? He's still on the mine point. Zapdos needs to come back. That will be a cap.
He got the cap.
Immobilized from the downside ability. Curve almost with the res. That's not quite going to happen. But a couple of points coming in. Vapor form can delay that. So really making the most of dying on there.
Yeah, I've seen some people doing some nice ninja decaps and caps using the port as well from the Thief, and also sometimes very rarely from the Mesmer port. And they forget about them for a moment. They just make a tiny mistake. But in the end, it wasn't going to be a massive big deal. Red Levin actually very close to going down over towards the midpoint as well. But that's not going to happen in the end. Blue team having a big problem trying to get back into this match at the moment as they start to respawn and regroup and try to initiate onto just single targets, 2v1ing over in the roads towards the respawn area at the moment as well. Trying to take out Moonpire very, very quickly. That would benefit them in the long run, but we are going to see Red Levin coming in here to take some damage right onto Amy Guard there. She's going to be able to heal up and actually make a bit of distance with that Scepter 2. But
what is it with Moonapar? He's just playing with 2 people for the entire time, kiting them, baiting them. Does he have a target on his back that makes him so interesting to chase down in positions where you're completely out of place and in no position to have a next engage on any point?
This is the thing, isn't it? I mean, there seems to be a lot of focus on these guys rather than the actual nodes. They're starting to move over towards the mine now. Guns and Tools will be 1v1 versus Zapdos. So should be able to get the decap after a while, potentially. But he's not actually thinking about it right now. He's trying to get him immobilized on point with the net from the Rifle 2. But that was on node, and that was just to secure him down for some damage as well. Moonpie is going to be 1v1 over here on the mid at the moment. Versus Renner, actually, of all people. Renner might be able to take him out here. Has to be careful as he comes into the node, though. We're going to see Curve as well, just coming in for some support. Blue team should be able to pick that up. But they have lost Napsor over towards the Henge as well. And Amy Guard really is not in a great position here. Tries to drop that Ring of Warding to create some space. But, unfortunately, Red Levin's in it with him. And that Vampirism proc is probably going to be the end of him as Meisha comes in for the Mirror Blade and takes him into the downstate.
Oh, but they're playing it nicely with an immediate push towards the close node. Again, that was in the hands of the blue team for quite a while. Blue team, red team, again, very confusing. Guns and Tools are going to go down. 3 people now against 2. Renner's trying to go for the escape. Does he still have any conditions on him? Nope, the Vamp Rune saves him. Refuge down to make the escape really final. Could almost be a target. Red Levin trying to cluster bomb in there, but Renner is going to make it out alive. Or will he be going for the engage? That's a bit risky, maybe because there are other people coming from behind as well. Zapdos, he will be enough support for Red Levin to easily take out Renner.
Yeah, again going for that fight, which is probably not the best decision in the world, and trying to keep it contested for as long as he can so the rest of the team can potentially join him, but that's not going to happen. At the moment, Guns and Tools is on his way. Maybe they can separate the Thief, Red Levin, bringing him down potentially for Guns and Tools to come in to get some extra cleave so they can even that fight to a 2v2. We are going to see Moonpie going over towards the mine now to try and just make sure they keep that node, because they know Amy Guard is in the downstate at the moment as well, so they can afford to have that backpoint defender. But we are going to see the banner dropped. Amy Guard...
Immediate supply crate on there. The Storm from Misha is gonna come out. Not quite enough of the banner. If there's poison on there and if it's enough damage, then the banner won't really help. It might help you get the res afterwards, but it doesn't get the insta-res there. Curve is now just the victim of the damage there. Napster trying to get the res. Did we already see the Vapor form? Almost looked like it. Might just be a bit much effects there. But the blue team trying to hold on to that one cab. But in the end, the double cap still stands. 10 points to go. This will be over pretty soon and pretty dominantly from rank 55.
Indeed, pretty good match from those guys. I did miss a few. It was just... I mean, if we think about the game and how that went for the red team, there was just a few... I think you mentioned it with like the focus of Moonpie so often.
Moonpie?
When the Moonpie? The focus, you were talking about Moonpie being the one luring people away or being one of the main targets.
Moonapar,
sorry.
Not Moonpie.
Moonpie. Why do I keep saying Moonpie? Anyway, it sounds quite good.
Yeah.
I'm sure he probably wouldn't appreciate me calling him that, to be honest. But that was... I'm not sure why they kept their focus up on the Ellie so much. They did a good... They tried to go into mid quite... That's a really random bug as well. Okay, what's going on today, people? What's happening? But over on the mid engage wasn't too bad, but Red Team managed to pick 2 points up. No, sorry, 55 rank Dragons managed to pick the side caps up and win that team fight over on the mid. With more than, blue team members outnumbering there. just couldn't get the kills. Like, their focus targeting wasn't up to scratch on the first engagement. I mean, what happened around the rest of the map, Nick? How do we think that they can improve in this second game?
How well? That's a bit of a tough question. Well, first, stop chasing Moonapon situations where it doesn't make sense. Just leave him be. Leave him be. Might be a really attractive kill, but no, most of the time it's not worth it. Too many escape mechanics that can really just prolong that fight for ages if you don't get the right abilities down and don't get the lockdown. So focus on the team fights, and they have to somehow stop rank 55 in their tracks while they move from team fight to team fight very fluently. They immediately push on. There's a thing we often criticize with teams is that they stay too long in a team fight that was already won. Rank 55? Nope, not at all. We saw the first down, or then a bit of damage on the second one, and instantaneously came the portal from Misha getting the decap on the far node there. So really quick solve, quick disengage from that fight and gaining the advantage on the entire map, and not that just that 1 point, which can also be risky because sometimes you're taking the person out of that fight, and well, then suddenly there's not quite enough damage to really finish them off, and you end up in a situation where a normally one team fight suddenly drags out into 2 or 3 more minutes of that. But yeah, 55 really did a good job with that, and I'm not too sure we're going to see that much of a different result in the second game.
Right, I'm just going to ask these guys to... Sorry, I'm getting a couple of whispers about just something. I'm wondering, there's a few people who are saying that the stream is laggy. I'm not getting any drop frames or anything, so I was just checking to make sure that was indeed the case. So the stream is actually fine.
I have it up on the side. It looks fine to me.
Should be okay. But yeah. Hope everyone's well. Wow, we got 700 viewers actually for the first series in the ESL Go4GW2 Cup. That is a lot of viewers for our first series. So thanks
for the first, yeah. Normally it grows. It grows towards the end. Let's see if this time as well. But now we're going to go into the second match in this best of 3. On the blue side, we have red team. Yes, indeed. Keep that in mind. And on the red side, we have rank 55 dragon finishers. Let's have a look at the splits.
Going over to Zapdos, he's going to be solo over on the mid. We're going to have also look at the blue team as they come into the point. Thinking about that stealth move as they split and go towards mid as well. Napzor going into the mid point to play DPS Guardian by the looks of things. He's changed over his build and going for a bit more focused damage rather than the support coming out from the Shoutbow Warrior actually as well. So blue team sending over a couple of members onto the quarry now as Moonpie again is in that 1v2 situation. Mid will be in the big fight, a team fight initiate here as Misha grabs over onto the waterfall point to make sure they get into the game there as well. Having a look at Argineer, who's just going to range and actually get onto the point now to make sure the contention's real, and Curve coming on node as well to make sure they can get some focus onto Zapdos. But here over on the mid,
that's such a different situation already. We had the exact same split. 2 people trying to outnumber on the far nodes and get a quick kill of that. What happened on the waterfall? Curve instantaneously had to disengage because otherwise he would have been dead and popped all of his cooldowns. And on the quarry side, Moonapar could just disengage and re-engage and keep that neutral for quite a while. Oh,
the cleave and the focus damage. And Napzor actually gets the banish off onto Zan, but that puts Zan out of any cleave that was happening around the corpse of Napzor as well as he went down. So it was easy res, unfortunately. That knock was not too bad. It was good to knock him away from his team, but he knocked him out of all the cleave that was kind of being offered up on the point. And unfortunately, with the drop of Napzor and the raise of Zan, that means the team fight's going to be won by rank 55. They're going to push back over to the quarry now, which is the only point for blue team. Guns and Tools is a little bit out of position on the kind of road between the midpoint now. He's going to go into the downstate. Renner not even risking that res. Curve doesn't want to either, really. But he's going to try, and Zag's going to probably pick up the decap eventually as Renner starts to go onto the node to pick up that 1v1 if possible, but it's not going to be a 1v1 in the end because blue team are being wiped in different areas. Guns and Tools waiting for that respawn. Curve in the downstate. Argineer now back over to Waterfall after his respawn, as well as Napzor as well, trying to initiate and get something out of this 2v2.
It's 2v2, yeah, and when you said there that we had Napster out, no, Guns and Tools out of position, I kind of suggest that he had something to do with the position he was in. That was not him. That was rank 55.
Yeah,
he came
probably.
to support the escaping curve.
Indeed.
And rank 55 just pushed in there, locked him down for ages. He could not move an inch. Nothing.
The misposition forced by rank 55. It's good.
That's what you want to do.
They're controlling the map the way they want to play it at the moment, and they're playing it perfectly. They've got the 2 cap now. They can push back over to the waterfall. We might see the possible decap of mid, but Misha's going to come back through that portal and try and take out Renner very quickly, along with Red Levin, them two meeting up in that pain train combination over on the midpoint. It would be nice if they can pick up Renner, because they'll be able to push over towards the waterfall and definitely get this cap. Although Zan is in a ton of trouble here as blue team start to push out, but they do have 4 members focused on this fight, while 55 HP Monks do have 2 versus 1 over on the mid. The banner's going to come out. It's not going to be enough, though. The res is not going to be good for these guys. Moopo is going to come in, potentially thinking about going for it as well, but he's too low, and unfortunately Zapdos goes down as well, as the cleave is really good, and the amount of poison that came onto his body was good as well, and blue team might be able to push into this mid and actually get back into this game.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake. They should have just cut their losses as soon as Xenanan went down. Zapdos, just go back, try and 4-man defense the midpoint, and just try not lose everything. Now they're pretty much forced to go for a full back and a regroup and try and hold on to that quarry point. You can't really do much against that mid one. But they did try and go for the kill on Renner, which in theory is a good idea, but they just turned it around on them. And so we have another down. Red Levin still waiting for the respawn on that. Zan is back and he's engaging already. Misha's in a good position. He can get a sneaky decap and trying to make the most of it. But Curve with a Fire Greatsword coming towards the point. He's not going to hold it. So decap on both sides. Because the blue team, which is red team, moved towards the quarry, which was completely empty and not defended at all anymore.
Actually, Misha got a ton of good damage down onto Curve. But still, you know, he can regenerate quite easily around this point, so Misha's just waiting until Zan comes into the node to continue in that 1v1, which means Misha can potentially leave, but I think he might even try and take out Curve here and actually just keep him off node and at least getting the point in their favour before he even thinks about moving. But Misha is going to stay just to finish off Curve here. They've got to be careful though. Argineer as well over on the mid, able to defend versus Red Levin here as well as we go over to the quarry point, which is in favour of no one in this 2v2 at the moment. Renner just has to distance himself as he gets a little bit of focus on himself as well, and he's going to move back into the point quite soon to support Guns and Tools, as actually Guns and Tools does go down there, so that's not going to happen in the end. Red team should pick up that quarry node, and blue needs to think about trying to get into mid to defend that.
Yeah, but the blue team already doing a good job over on the waterfall, picking up the double kill. We saw the portal play there with the escape from Misha, trying to get out of there. 1 or 2 assists. But still a cap out of this situation now with the pickup of Guns and Tools. Renner in mid. Zan went down as well, but that's just going to be the damage. Even the refuge can't help, meaning a rally for Zan. So red team can keep up the pressure in mid, and Levin actually splitting from the team fight and trying to go for the decap.
Yeah, I think they should be okay keeping the hold of this mid fight at the moment. Misha's doing a good job of trying to pin down Argineer, putting him on this side of the map, although Guns and Tools is going to come in for potential support here. Although I don't think it's going to work out for him in the end. Argineer doing a good job of trying to line of sight around that pillar and get out of this point for the exit over on the north side through the archway. Does a good job. We can see decap. Waterfall has been decapped, of course, as well. And Misha just starts to move through, getting that portal off as well. Moving with Red Levin very effectively and actually, creating a bit of distance by getting that Berserker off and actually making Renner just to disengage a tiny bit. But just as the blue team are trying to get back over to this node now, Argineer is defending as well from that escape he did from mid.
Pretty surprised that went actually that well for the blue team. Kind of with Red Levin leaving, even though he was chased by an engineer, and you lose a lot of crowd control with that. Just the lack of pressure that we had in that mid fight, and then it kind of dispersing across the map naturally. Kept them in control, picking up the waterfall again, so red team actually in a good position.
Look at Misha, keeping up really is... just as I said that, I knew Napsor was waiting for that. He saw him in low HP, was waiting for his port to come back so that he could just nip onto Misha in low HP and just take him down instantly. That's kind of almost what happened, but he's going to be okay and getting back into this fight quite quickly and reversing the damage back onto Argineer. No! The cleave is real over there.
That's such a dangerous combination, having an engineer and a
down
pain
as well.
train in stealth. Red 11 again with the refuge rest there. Really dangerous at times, but it works out so far. Apparently not really the AoE damage happening there, and of course afterwards he can go for the withdraw, just try and get out of there. Withdraw, brilliant mechanic to disengage after such risky moves. And now Red 11 a bit on a lonely chase of Napster. He's just trying to get him down before he even gets on point. It almost does that. Curve for the rest. Oh, 11 attacked the static field, and that's pretty much a sure rest if they don't get an interrupt. No, the damage is enough. They rallied themselves back into the damage on Napster and now just trying to get Curve down afterwards.
I mean, the great control here from 55 over onto... This is the third time Misha's gone down in like 4 or 5 minutes, but look at the support coming out. You see Zan comes back in as well as the Moonpire there as well. Just getting the res, and then we saw Red 11 also stealth resing back over towards the waterfall as well. But they pulled them out of that waterfall node into their favour. You know, so they could actually control the fight, like very much like they did over on the quarry, you know, initiating this fight on the roads between the points, and you know, they're doing a great job. Zapdos is now 1v1, he can continue that over on the quarry, should be able to keep that point contested until they get some kills on the rest of the map, and then Moonpire is 1v1 here on the road.
Yeah,
actually, Guns
they
and
don't
Tools
even
and
want to
Napsor.
go for the kills. Xenanan is going to stay on the point. We see Zapdos still fighting, try and keep it neutral, just to deny them some
Lord
points.
rush.
And now Red 11 with a solo Lord, actually. We see Misha moving back to mid, so that's
Portal.
going to be interesting. That's going to be really slow. They're going to get the call of the Lord Rush. And if they defend, 3 people now, 3 people of the team, still somebody should pay attention to the waterfall. If that's decapped, no, the entire blue team, that might actually be an overcommitment, but they need to. They're losing control of everything on the map. Argineer coming in to keep it neutral, and now we have the action on the Lord. First bit of engage. Was it a fake Lord?
I don't know. I don't think so at the moment. I think they're semi trying it. I mean, they're getting the ped at the moment, just because blue team are defending and also staying in contention around the map. Misha's actually got Moa back up as well. The Lord is murdered, I believe.
Yes, it is. Now they're trying to get the damage on it. Oh, Renner down. That's going to alleviate a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but Misha's going to go down there as well.
That is going to get big up. Misha, that's a lot of damage.
The
Master
rally
goes down, and therefore we have the rally still Lord at half HP. No one really getting a chance for the interrupt. Misha's going to go down in a second again, just via the cluster bombs. And this is such a messy Lord Rush.
This is the most passive Lord Rush I've ever seen in my life. It was very... I mean, at least they've kept control of the map in terms of having one node now, but blue team should be able to move out.
It almost
and
goes
pick out
down afterwards.
waterfall.
I think we're going to have Levin try and downstate damage.
Good
this.
lord, where are...
He's going to try and be aggressive, or would he go out? No, now we have the reset where Levin actually going down afterwards. He could have almost done that from downstate with a bit of damage if he had like a steal or maybe getting one Heartseeker on there. Now the only point for the red team is going to get decamped by Renner, and the control they gained across the map with that Lord Rush and the strong defense from red team coming out kind of lost again just because they lost 3 players there.
But look now, even though they've respawned and they're coming back into the map, alright, blue team have picked up that one node, but now we're actually going to see Curve outnumbered over on the quarry point now versus Zapdos and Misha. That's going to be horrible. He's definitely going to go down here. Even with Napsor coming in from the distance, he's not going to be able to help out. Is he going to be able to get the res? Is he going to even try it? He's going to put the Ring of Warding down, but this is not going to help. They're just going to keep the points contested unless someone else can get over here and try and offer up some assistance. This has probably not been the best use of his time in all fairness, but he decided to go for the engage to keep the node contested for as long as possible. But if they lose 2 members here, their comeback into this map will be defeated very, very quickly. He needs to get away. He needs some support from the rest of his team. He is still quite low. He might...
Explode.
I'll stop about that. He exploded, and now they're 2 members down on the map, so they're going to have a few problems. Curve is back, though, and Moonpire is in the downstate, so that's not too bad. If they can take him out, that's a big support for this team fight that rank 55 will be missing. We only have 3 minutes left on the map. Blue team are almost in range of a Lord Rush themselves. It's still okay. It's still not too far away. They can still do this. They're in time to still go for this Lord Rush, which they're actually thinking about going for right now. Guns and Tools and Argineer starting to
on
move.
Both sides. Zen have the Lord
no.
already. We have Red Levin, Misha right behind him, and Napsa for the defense at the moment, and Curve at the moment chasing
casters.
Zapdos. the double waterfall there, that is just going to bring in the points even if they don't get the Lord, but that's a pretty fast kill actually with the Engineer and the Red 11. No defense from the assisting creeps there on the Lord. That went down earlier with that very messy first Lord rush. So they pick up the win. Blue team didn't even, or red team didn't even get to the Lord in time.
Yeah, indeed. They just haven't got, I mean, Napsol was respawning. And, you know, they didn't have that extra damage to take down the door. And I think, really, the red team were moving mainly because 55 were moving to the Lord already, you know. So they were just trying to get there before Zhang got that support. But in the end, unfortunately, not able to. So we are going to come back to the cams and say hello. So you can see our beautiful faces. Hi. If you agree with that or not, that is up to you. But yeah. God. Good job from 55 ranked Dragons, and we are going to see those guys potentially in the next round. We do have, let's have a look at the brackets as well, refresh those.
By the way, the correct name is rank 55 Dragon Finishers, right? Because you're kind of switching up the words and the order of it as you please.
Well, they're called rank 55 Dragons.
Yeah.
Not finishers.
Dragons? Oh.
Yeah.
Why am I bringing the finishers?
And they keep cut because of the dragon finisher.
Yeah. Okay, rank.
But I keep calling them
dragons.
55 rank or rank 55 sometimes. But you know, 55 is the important thing in there. So 55 actually going through to the next round. They'll be going up against TCG, so we might follow that game actually. That's going to be a good one. Otherwise, there'll be Salt versus the winner of Sign or versus or Sputty as a scrub. Majestic Capricorn currently versus various artists as well, and Orange Logo will be heading off against Smuggle Bunnies of Doom or Super, that other team name that I can't pronounce. So what we're going to do is, more than likely, is I don't think anyone would disagree that we'll probably go for rank 55 Dragons versus TCG. That would be the best match to go for, in my opinion. Normally, we were trying some voting last week, weren't we? Which we might do in the semi. Depending on what the matchups will be, but I can guarantee it'll probably be most likely will be Salt versus the winner of TCG and 55. So probably following the bottom.
Yeah, I'd guess so.
In all honesty, but otherwise we'll see how we go. And yeah, anything else before we go to a break, Nick?
Let's bring some more people on the stream to watch these go for. And see you after the break.
Yeah, see you soon, guys. Hello everyone, welcome back to the ESL Go4GW2 Cup number 29. We are back for rank 55 versus TCG in the
yes we are.
round.
Yes we are. Slight delay because we were waiting on a different server.
Yeah,
a bit of miscommunication there. Would have been faster, but now we're here and now we can go. And I'd say let's not make the people wait and just start with the TCG builds. We already know, at least by the looks of it, it hasn't changed what rank 55 is playing. But TCG, they've been away for a while. Let's see how they come back. And oh my world, am I seeing a Sizer?
Ooh, you see a Sizer. Alright, we'll get to him in a moment. But Helseth, first of all, going to be playing Mesmer. He's going to be going for Sword, Torch, Vampirism, Rune, Standard Shatter build, going for that Masterful Reflection there. So Distortion grants Reflection. Texby next. He's going to be playing Celestial Rifle Engineer, going for full 6 in Alchemy, well, otherwise we saw the other engineers going into the toolkit, recharge faster over in the tools, so going 60062 for Texby. Then we're going to go over to... oh, the whispers. Eternio, he's playing Celestial DD Elementalist. He's going to be playing with the Glyph of Elementals, and he's actually going to be playing with the Dagger. We don't often see the Glyph played with that Dagger Elementalist, but he's going to be going with the Vamp Runes as well. And then Alcor, he's
well,
going to be
it kind of used to be the standard, and definitely not bad.
Yeah, no, that's useful as well. Not opting for the Greatsword, as they've probably got quite a lot of mobility, especially with Sizer and also Helseth using the portal plays and Texby with that speedy kits as well. They can move around quite quickly, and Alcor is probably the only one who would need that, but can get some of his movement from the sword number 2. He's going to be playing Sharp Boy Warrior. Of course, we know this build very well. 00464 is his trait spread with the Fear Me and also the Battle Standard. And then Sizer most likely... Oh, he's not. Playing Panic Strike.
Oh.
This is a bit different for Sizer.
Yeah,
This is interesting.
he has experimented with that build a couple of times. I mean, most of the thieves are playing it, but until now, mostly he has stuck to a Sordea. See how he can perform. Of course, very familiar with every thief mechanic, this guy, but still feels I think feels most at home with the sword dagger build. So let's see what happens with that. Of course, the pain train combination extremely potent possibilities here.
So exactly, we'll be looking for Sizer and Helsef to be going around the map together, actually, rather than the Texby Lord Helsef combination that we've been seeing more recently, up until a couple of weeks ago when we haven't obviously seen them in the Cup. But I expect that will still come into play elsewhere as we wait for these guys to ready up. We are going to start the game right now. We got rank 55 Dragons over on the red team, TCG over on the blue. They've come back into this Cup, see how they can do and get onto the point
Let's see
score.
what they've done in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks break. So, waiting for the guys to move out, and it looks like we're seeing rank 55 open, fairly aggressive. 3 people crossing across the beach there. Are they spotted or are they stealthed? No, they're stealthed, re-stealthing on the side, waiting for the people to move on. As we see, pretty similar to last game, actually 4-man move into mid and trying to engage there. So Zapdos really might have a problem, but he is thinking exactly that is going to happen. Re-stealth with the refuge and the portal comes out. Where would they move?
Back to maybe Henge, I guess. They've stealthed back up. They've moved back over to the Henge to try and get the defense. But Eternia, right on Eternia actually, he does respawn on top of that portal. And that portal defense did not work out, unfortunately, in the end for TCG over on the Henge point. Helsef does get knocked back by Misha there and does do the escape from the blink. No cooldowns left as he actually escapes here successfully. Alcor as well going back towards the midpoint as they try to get onto Zapdos here and make sure that they get a node in this game. Of course, Sizer has gone for the decap over on the other side of the map. Classic Sizer, of course, making sure that he gets those decaps successfully, and we are going to see Texby under a bit of pressure here as well, and he starts the line of sight using the bottom part of the keep to actually make sure no one else can get their damage on him, and he might actually move towards the Henge as well as he starts to get escape as well. But we are going to see Zan actually chasing Texby from behind, and in a bad position for him. Texby is going to have to be fighting for his life over there, but more than likely will be okay for a while.
Yeah, good escape there, and I'm actually surprised that they went out of this unharmed, because they had Elkas the only one on point for quite a while. Texby now going down over on the beach in that 1v1 against Zan, so he will be out of it for quite a while, stacking up a couple of conditions as he doesn't get the idea of any kind of rest. And Sizer again on the move on that side point will get the decap there, and that might already bring them towards the 60 point that at the moment have accumulated for the red side. Slight lead, but the double outer point cap might come in. Nope, they're not fast enough. Zan is on the point, getting the decap, and actually entire rank 55, except for Munapar, will be moving on to that close point node.
They're really pushing these guys who are trying to disengage. Eternia is going to go down most likely here as well, but he's going to escape through the portal as well as he moves towards the midpoint with Helsef and also Sizer now. A good dupe over towards mid now, but 55 aren't silly. They know where they're going. They're going over towards mid themselves. Are they going to be too slow though? We are going to see also there is a portal at midpoint as well. Misha should have that. No, it's not Misha, sorry. It must be. Okay, that might be a bit of a bug. I'm sure I saw the portal there. But anyway, as I go back over towards the midpoint, having a look how this engagement for TCG went as they start to push back towards the Henge, as they have actually moved over towards the mine node as well. Sizer and also Helsef coming over towards this point, as we are going to see Zan in the Moa state, but he's going to be actually okay for a little bit of time. He's just trying to get away and actually do any damage he can. He's actually moving on to Sizer there and being quite aggressive in that Moa form. And Helsef just going to be over here as well, over on the mine. That must be where they portal to in the end, as he used that portal before.
Zan did such a ridiculously well executed job there. Took almost no damage, managed to survive that Moa, and then the counter pressure from Levin coming in from the side, and now red team really in control of these 2 points, moving between them and trying to take out Helseth afterwards. He needs to escape. He's somewhere completely different, being feared around a bit, and they can't really get him into focus. Even Levin not really moving on. We see the stealth action coming out from him. Misha
Yeah, he used the portal.
has a clone moving right past him.
he actually went for the portal down to actually catch some people out from TCG as they were moving, but then realising that he was probably going to be in a bit of a sandwich situation, which he didn't want to be involved in. Zapdos actually going to move over towards the mine to defend that versus Sizer, and also Texby coming into the node now as well. He's going to need some help unless he might probably get decapped here, and this is very careful. It doesn't have any big cooldowns left other than Banner. That's not going to be very useful for himself, of course. Misha is going to be on the side as well, trying to produce some support in terms of damage, so Zapdos can actually get some distance there, using that Great Sword 5 to knock back. Besides, is going to come in with that steal from the Warrior and also do some potential nice damage, as well as Zapdos fearing just in the nick of time to make sure Texby isn't going to be able to lock him down. But the damage is real from TCG. The focus is hard, but they can't take him down. He's very, very low here. He might even get away, and Zapdos does a great job, as well as 55 ranked Dragons, rank 55 Dragons, of the defense of him, and he's going to be okay in the end. But they did lose the cap.
They did lose the mid cap in the end, and that was really the saving grace here. They would have gotten, if they'd gotten the kill on Zapdos there, that would have been a big advantage. But other than that, rank 55 just with really good manage of their focus, just pushing it towards the henge immediately, and that disengage really paying off there. Need to win the mid fight, but no, that's actually a 2v1, and Moonapar again keeping people busy. He needs to be careful with that henge cap, maybe falling back a bit, but rank 55, the rest of them definitely cleaning up over on the mine and not bothering with the cap at all. They want to get the kills here.
Yeah, they're trying to get the kill onto Alcor, but Alcor again surviving in a very similar fashion to how Blackjack did before. He's actually going to re-engage on the point now to try and get some ticks back potentially, or using this rock formation to actually get some line of sight and actually increase the survivability. But we are going to see different team members coming back over to this point and actually taking down Zapdos, but they get knocked back right off the point there, and we should see the raise there of him, of the red team member, as they move back off node. But they've still got the 2 cap. They've managed to sustain around the rest of the map. Helsef and Sizer still trying to roam around to get these decaps and kills across the map as well. The support is coming out for the red team on different points and various occasions on this map. Moonpie doing a good job at holding versus 2 members as Red 11 starts to come in from the side as well. Zapdos does go down in the end on the map, but I think we're going to see the securing of this point now, as Red 11 does hover around the side of the point, and we can see the Helsef just porting towards the henge again. Doing a good job to get a sneaky decap here.
Nobody's seeing him. Oh, Red 11 trying to get on there, but it's on the shot board at the moment. Opts for the auto attacks, and then instead of the quick port.
Oh, distortion with Vamp. Nice. Okay, unfortunately.
But Cluster Bomb is going to bring him down, but they have no idea where he is this far. So maybe just Sizer now with a quick rest and a re-engage. Surprisingly, the reunited Pain Train of TCG here having big problems actually getting people down. These quick 2v1 burst kills are being completely negated, both by Moonapar, who's doing an excellent job, and Zan.
Moonapar seems to be always the point of the first engagement sometimes, or is in that place where that engagement is going to happen. They're actually using Zapdos very, very well on their map to be mainly in the team support fights, and also when his banner's up, being in those team fights to make sure he's utilising that as well. So the actual movement and support coming out from 55 is very good at the moment. And we are going to see as well Texby and Sizer just thinking about a movement towards mid now as Helsef picks up that henge node. Red team are going to get the full decap there, as well as probably the cap as well, unless Texby, Eternia and Alcor have something to say about it, and those guys are very tanky and will be able to sustain on node for a very long time. Red team need to think about coming in for some support of their own as Zan starts to grenade from the side of the node as well, coming onto point to try and drop some cleave in that position and actually just defend the point and actually heal up his team member as well. Zapdos giving him some Condi clear and some regeneration as he moves back down to watch actually support over on the mine node.
Oh, that dodge is coming out from Red 11, and he actually got rid of the conditions there just in time with the Shadow's Embrace. I think he's really loving that he's on a Panic Strike build at the moment. That saved him there. And now afterwards, again, the Thieves with the escapes and then the follow-up decap afterwards, after no one really has any idea anymore where he went. So decap coming out, even with that kill on Zapdos, still rank 55 coming ahead out of this situation. Now, what is TCG? A bit too hesitant after they cleared up the mid fight. I think they were kind of expecting another engage there, and now 55 had ample time to react to that really slow move over to the henge point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Moonpie was able to get a lot of caps there, but I think now TCG's supporting a bit quicker, but Eternia has already been really taken down heavily here in the point where he's only got one big cooldown left to get rid of those conditions, and unfortunately he's not going to be able to get that off. He's actually going to be taken out. Possible res coming in from Sizer and Helseth, but they're really too squishy to go for it. They're actually focusing on the damage, and the steal from Sizer comes out as well. And also, these guys not going to be able to get Eternia up. He's going to Vapor Form, be a cheeky one, try and get the decap. Sizer as well on the node. And unfortunately TCG losing out in this team fight over on the Henge node, and Helseth is going to have to actually bail fully as they try to defend the midpoint, having two members out, and Alcor also in the downstate over towards mid. 55 look like they're pushing for the free cap now as Misha gets the full decap while they finish them out in downstate. Texby down, Alcor down, Sizer out completely, respawning now, Eternia just respawning as well, and I think they feel that this might be probably the last engagement they do to bring it back, but it's going to be almost nigh on impossible. 422 points versus 217 for TCG, and rank 55 performance is very convincing at the moment.
This rank 5 at the moment is moving so well. They're really picking the right moments to move as a unit. The communication seems to be on point. I mean, simply that portal from Misha in a situation where he would have been pretty useful to get the quick kills over on the Henge. He decided to portal out towards beach, give the assistance to Zan, who was in a 1v1 that he was already winning. But afterwards, they pushed him towards mid, and even though we saw Texby and Alco with a couple of brilliant escapes and the move towards mid with supporting each other there, as soon as they went on the point and actually had to stay and defend, they were down pretty quick. Red Levin instantaneously back again, joining Misha and forming the pain train to nuke them down so quickly. Rank 55, really in that composition, seems like the team to beat, to be honest. I might be a bit quick in calling that, but I'm really liking what we're seeing from them today.
I mean, in terms of, if we think about what's going on TCG at the moment and different people that are here, whether or not this is their full lineup and the lineup they're actually going to take going towards the WTS actually as well. I'm just going to say, ready up when you are. Sizer, for example, being out. I mean, he's been playing on Mind Grind the last few weeks, but you know they've had different ups and downs. He's not really used to this, the high end anymore as so much. You know, I mean, we see him streaming and whatnot very much in a solo way. I mean, in this team environment, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to again. So that coordination between him and also Helseth, when he's very much a solo roamer, you know, that's all the way he's always played. Even low, we've seen him roaming with another thief in Mind Grind at different points in time. Even when, but that didn't happen the last time they played because he was the only thief because Syndrome was on an orange logo. So yeah, it's a bit of a different play style for him. Alcor's getting taken. They're using, I mean, 55 HP monks are doing a great job, like you say, of just rotating. They're playing their rotating game, which is the way they play Guild Wars 2. And their control over the map is really good at the moment. We saw it in the first series. Not as effective versus TCG, because obviously they're a little bit more flexible in the way they move, and they've got a little bit more mobility, so they can pull out of those situations. But, you know, I mean, 55 are playing a stunning game at the moment. Moopai is doing a great job, you've said it quite a few times as well, at just defending those nodes and being defensive.
And Zan. We had Zan and Moonapar in the same situation with being up against pretty good engage from Sizer and Helseth, but they weren't able to get the kill. They weren't able to get the instant kill that you're kind of looking for there. And even with the Polymorph Mower coming out, afterwards just using the limited mechanics you have available in that mower to great effect, and sustaining himself long enough for the reinforcements to get there. And that's pretty much all you need to do.
I mean, the thing I'm thinking about, and I just had a quick look at chat as well, is that, you know, 55, the way they are at the moment, they can't go to WTS with this team setup. Yeah. Which is the only very sad thing about it, because, you know, Misha is young. I can't remember how young exactly, but he's too young, which is the point. But
Zan now, I think, is not too young anymore. I think he missed the last one. Oh, I actually don't quite know. Did he miss this one by just a couple of days, or is he gonna miss? The next one by a couple of days.
I can't remember.
One of the two.
Cannot remember. Let's have a quick look
Yeah,
over
me
on the
neither.
other team. They've gone back to Fire Greatsword for Eternia. Texby, let's just see if he's changed anything. He's not changed anything in his build. Sizer, still playing Panic Strike DP.
Fiery Greatsword is going to be pretty important, not only for keeping the back cap, but also just for the opener. If it's most likely going to be Eternia and mid, and Eternia needs to not die instantly against the oncoming Pain Train there, and probably a stealth engage. So yeah, having the Fiery Greatsword there is going to be really important for the escape.
So we're going to have to wait and see how that goes for him and the rest of the team, as they think they're having a bit of a chat. We told them they can get ready, but for TCG obviously need to rejig what they're doing on this map and in their tactics and see how they're going. Quite strong on this map normally, of course. Mesmo is very strong on this map in terms of portal plays for killing the Lord and also just general mobility. Normally TCG kind of split we've been seeing recently. When they were on the red team last time, they were coming up this side of the map stealthing and either splitting towards waterfall or going to mid, depending on the defender of those two side of the mid and also the side point. So on this map, likely for today, actually it was Helseth and Texby who would normally go to far and then split, or actually two man up over on the far node. But not too sure how it will go today because they've got Sizer as well. So maybe they'll think about sending Sizer and Helseth and using the Shadow Refuge stealth as well. So we'll have to wait and see. What do you reckon about that?
I just want to mention one thing real quick. I don't know if you have mentioned it before, but I just only now noticed we're actually having a mirror matchup here.
The mirror, we didn't say it, no.
Mirror
That's very
matchup.
true.
And
That's
I
very true.
think there are, if there are any, very little differences in the builds. So it's not just the classes. It's really a matchup between two teams that are playing the same thing. Let's see if this time around rank 55 can again kind of have a better execution with this combination. In the second map on Foulfire, it's a best of 3, so if rank 55 picks it up, they're moving on and TCG is going to be out. Let's have a look at the splits.
We're actually going to see 55 going for the stealth move themselves that I described from that would potentially happen with TCG, but TCG have done a defensive stealth move over here as well, anticipating what the 55 HP members will do, actually going on a wide angle because we're going to see a ton of effects coming out and actually players dropping low. Misha is quite low as well as Texby, who goes into the downstate very early. We're going to have to see a banner coming out from Alcor, which is going to raise him back up and stay off node and trying to regenerate his team as he comes back into this fight. Red Levin starting to disengage now, as well as also Zan and Misha just getting back towards mid now to make sure they can maybe try and finish off this mid fight potentially before the rest of the TCG members come in. And actually Eternia does a great job as Misha gets that mower off onto him, and just as blue team members start to come back in, Misha uses that portal to go back to far to get the full decap before Alcor even has a chance, and Misha is going to probably go back to mid here. Oh no, she's going to stay for the engage. I thought she was going to nip back to mid, but the thing is she's got the support of Zan, so great move from 55, using the portal to great effect. But now we have 55 actually going towards mid in a 3v1 situation. They really want to finish Eternia and actually use this as a bit of a distraction, but the thing is, in the end, I don't know if this is going to work out fully for 55 rank. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Can they do anything against it? No, Misha on point, Helseth back up again. Didn't even get rallied there. Zan only down now, and now Sizer and Helseth moving into mid. I think we really should have had Misha stay there and have the Pain Train get a quick kill on Eternia. Because TCG was already overcommitting to the defense when only Zan was there. But with Misha there as well, that was just a bit too risky.
They kept. I can understand what they were trying to do at Waterfall. You know, keep the point contested. But I really feel like Misha should have just got the portal back to mid, finished off Eternia really quickly, and then just defended and maybe even lost Zan in that way. But they're losing him in the way they did. Unfortunately, you know, they've lost the advantage that they had, and they ended up losing people over on the midpoint as well, losing Blackjack, of course, in that position. getting the mower off was a great move from TCG to come back into the map. They'll slowly be able to get it in as well, because over on the quarry, we've seen the decap happening from Texby. Obviously, the best member to send to getting that decap against Moonpar there. And we're going to see a re-engagement from Zan over towards the waterfall as well. 1v1 versus Alcor at the moment. We've got some off-point fighting, but Helsef is in the down state towards the blue team spawn, sorry. We're going to see a bit of a Shadow Refuge dropped here by Sizer, but he's not going to be able to get involved in getting that res. Not way. And Red Levin here and Misha finishing off Helsef in the end. Sizer going to be stealth to re-engage, possibly back onto Red Levin.
Yeah, and that would be a good target, although he's stealthing up again, so Misha might be a bit better on that side, but the 1v1 of the Thieves is always something that can happen on the sidelines. Misha is available for the target, the damage on Alka is so good though. Red Levin just applying the pressure, so Sizer has to disengage already. He needs to get out of there and maybe try and have a bit of an impact over on that quarry node and pick up something or assist Eternia in that 2v1 at the moment. But also the engage off rank 55 after getting the kill there over on the waterfall. They of course want to take the advantage of that and just roll over the entire map, as we've seen on this map on Fire so often.
I mean, they're pushing back into the waterfall now, and Zapdos, and also we did see Zapdos and Moonpar out for quite a while versus Eternia. They're going to pick up the cap, but they've got a bit of work to do to get back over towards mid. If 55 can push back from the waterfall over towards the midpoint, they can really get this team fight going over here, and that's what they're doing. They're starting to push now. Helsef's got past the defences. Whether or not he's going to stay for the full cap, I don't know. Alcor is actually over there as well as Eternia, who's starting to respawn, and Helsef coming back into the map now as well. We are going to see that portal as well coming out from Misha, who's going to bring different team members back into mid. But actually, Zan's going to go back towards the defence of the waterfall. It's Sizer, Helsef, and also Texby coming into this point. If they lock down Zan here, this is going to be a real problem for 55. He's going to get taken out here for sure. Vamp Rune proc's going to help. He's got tons of conditions on him as he comes out of that Vamp form. He's going to be taken out. Are we going to see the res coming out from the warrior, from Zapdos? He's not got his banner. He's been interrupted here. Needs to try and get his banner out if possible. He is interrupted again. Big Zan is in the down state very low. He's not going to go for the banner. He's way too late. But Eternia is going to go into the down state as well, just on node. And if they can get this kill, the res is going to be good though. TCG bounce off a great kill from Zan, getting the banner interrupts onto Zapdos as well. And as they move into point, trying to get the kill on Eternia, but Red Levin comes onto the top of the node and takes Eternia out just as he tries to disengage. And he is going to he might get downed here. Are we going to see the res coming out for Eternia? It's very low on HP. Don't think so. Misha applies that great cleave damage there, but Moonpar needs to be careful as he drops very low. And hello, Nick.
Hi.
Sorry about that. It was a ton of action.
That was actually, yeah, I was kind of focused there on the decision of Misha to just let Sizer go for the decap. He was low. Misha already had a couple of hits on him. Could have had one good shatter there and killed him and kept the cap over on a quarry, but he decided to re-engage on the midpoint, get the pressure there. They picked up the midpoint, and afterwards the respawn of Zan just went ahead and took the quarry. So now really in control and moving for the 3 cap. Is that a bit greedy? Maybe?
They need to be careful because we've got the mower over on Moonpar over on mid, and Big Zan is here as well. But Lord Helsef and also Sizer being on this node is really great for them. Big Zan's going to probably actually disengage and go for the quarry defense. Although he's thinking about trying to get the pull onto Sizer. Sizer goes up past him, and he's going to be able to get the decap potentially here. He needs to be very careful, but he's going to be down by Red. Are we going to see Zan here coming in? Did we see Red Levin popping up top? I just missed that.
Yeah, Red Levin jumped on him right away, and he went down, but he left him there and he readied on Moonpar.
Look at this portal from Misha over towards the far. Red Levin's gone from like quarry to far point, picking up the kill there, and then moving pretty confidently over towards the waterfall through that portal to potentially take out Eternia here as well, finish him off. 55 HP monks are all over the map at the moment.
Yeah, but so is TCG, at least on the quarry. They seem to have a solid stance. They're pushing away Zan, don't get the kill. He's actually retreating into their own base, does not want to give them the opener kill to potentially roll over the entire map from that. Sizer and Helsef seem like they really found their groove again. They show much better synergy in this match than the match before.
They're a lot tighter now, yeah. I mean, Size is getting those decaps every so often, but they're coming back together well to push into points very, very quickly. Misha doing a good job himself as well, using those portal plays to really be mobile, especially not only for him, but for the rest of his team members. He's going to drop low. No, sorry, he's going to try and engage onto Size of the Vamp Rune proc as Red Levin is already in the down state, thinking about going for that res, but Helsef's going to come in with a shatter of his own and a ton of damage, which is going to push Misha off that res, of course, as well. Not sure that's going to be great for them to going back into that point. We're going to see a
battle standard.
Battle standard.
Yeah, bit of a miss there,
of a
bit late
waste.
to keep Red Levin, and even if he would have gotten that like 2 seconds earlier, it wouldn't have brought Red Levin back up.
Helsef's gone down here.
Even with the down of Levin, Misha's still turning it around here with the damage on Helsef, especially with the lockdown there. Moonapar with the CC on Helsef, getting him, and now they're trying to pick off Eternia. Elko there for the assistance, so that might take a while. And across the rest of the map, we see a completely neutral and ignored mid-cap. Everyone is going for these side point fights at the moment.
But Red Levin is even going for the full engagement over onto this waterfall. He wants to finish up this fight and then think about going for mid. But Moonpar's actually moving out as the actual DPS comes into the waterfall. They're thinking about that they can this DPS team, along with Zapdos, can really take out these guys quite quickly. Although Helsef is going to come in as well quite quickly. Texpe's quite low, but he's still got the quarry point as well, as Big Zan got caught out towards the mid node. He should be able to get rest here, actually. Very, very close. We're going to see Texpe trying to drop that crate there, unfortunately for him. That isn't going to come into play and actually make sure the res isn't going to be happening. But they're going to keep contesting on the midpoint. Waterfall as well contested, with TCG picking up one node at the moment.
Moonapar just moves through and gets the decap, and probably going to go for the full cap on the quarry, but he's leaving Zan to die. So Size are going to get the stomp on there. No chance with the blind there to get, and again midpoint neutral. Don't care about that. They want to get the kill, and they want to deny any points coming in for 55.
Well, if they can get 2 kills across the map now against the 55 HP monks, rank 55, then they can dominate this map, but they want to do it quickly. And actually, Misha's going over towards mid now to pick up the full cap, and probably will just run straight through to the defense of the quarry. They're actually disengaging for their own survival as well, because Red Levin, of course, there you did see go into that proc. On Misha's perspective, we have got the portal coming out, so maybe they're doing a bit of a dupe to get all their team members back over. They have indeed. Zan's coming over as well as Misha and Zapdos to get the kill quickly on Alcor, and blue team members have a bit of a mission to get here quickly, but Eternia's got that fast mobility as well. Helsef, who's coming in from the behind as well, but they need to be careful as he comes in, because he can do a ton of damage. He's stealthed, just watching the engagement as he tries to come in on Misha, and actually does a great job of avoiding all of that damage from him. And now Alcor dropping very low, and he's going to go down himself. Misha very close to going down, as needs to be very careful, and Misha is playing an absolutely scorching game today, as well as the rest of the members of rank 55, as they start to control this waterfall point.
This is going to be difficult now. 55 invested a lot to get a waterfall point and lost control of the rest of the map, but the first kill enables them, of course, really just move across here. But maybe a bit early there on the side of Zapdos. No, not Zapdos. On the side of Moonapar moving in. No, wait, who did I see? Levin. Levin is right there. That was really confusing for some reason. But now we have a 2v2 Moa coming out on Moonapar. They can't get the kill yet.
But Size is down.
Red Levin, Size
Let's go for the full pick on.
Helsef is a good target after that as well. He needs to get the escape. Size is not going to get rest. And if they get the pick on Helsef, no, he portaled out. Portal to mid is getting the assistance from Eternia. And this is such a busy match.
It really is. It's a slow game. Look at the timing now as well. 3 minutes and 50 seconds, and we're just about to hit 300 points, which means either team can go for Lord. Alcor goes down here as well as Helsef. Rank 55 really will be controlling the map now. Sizer inevitably will be going for that decap over on the waterfall. These guys will be aware of it. Probably got some kind of idea that they're going to nip over towards that waterfall point. Although Zan at the moment is caught a little bit in mid, but he's going to get the support obviously with those 2 kills that came out over on the quarry. We've got 2 side point caps at the moment, but Sizer will get that decap as we said before. For Zan Moonpar moving over onto the point as well to secure that Helsef in the down state. He's going to be finished off over on the midpoint. And now, if they keep the points as they are, I'm not sure we're going to see a Lord Rush at all just to get the points ahead. We're going to start to move towards 500 points a little bit quicker, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we are, especially because the situation is just so, that went so well, the triple cap is coming out.
That's
Sizer
it.
couldn't move into the 1v1 with Munapar because he was way too open for an engage, with 3 people being in mid. Alka now, he can't move in, they need a hard reset, they need a regroup, but so far, even like regroup and portal plays, nobody even thinks about disengaging from fights. They just move the fight. They relocate the fight to a different place to then portal play afterwards. There's just no break in competition in contention on these points here.
They're controlling the game exactly the way they want to play it, and TCG have to adjust. They're not in command. They've not been in command of this game really that much at all. 55 are just, they've got full control, they've got the full free camp. I think TCG to a degree know what the score is and what's going to happen.
Tony is pretty set GG.
Okie dokie.
And that looks like a really quick turnaround there, with 2 kills coming out and a really quick roll over the map.
Fantastic
3 cap.
Fantastic games though to watch, because there was some great stuff
so close
coming out from TCG. It was very close for a long time, and then that one error, that one team fight loss, almost to a degree, and the complete, mobility of this team of 55 and the Misha just playing out of his skin, really, along with the rest of the team members. I mean, Red 11 was a fantastic one to watch over towards the quarry when he got that kill, and then, Misha using the portal to move everyone over towards the waterfall to try and finish off something quickly, or at least reinitiate something. They brought something out of nothing, which is what I'm kind of almost trying to say sometimes. But that was beautiful play.
Yeah.
Some good, awesome Guild Wars 2 there. Hello everyone, welcome back to the ESL Go4GW2 Cup number 29. The voters have chosen, and the chosen match will be rank 55 Dragons versus Salt in the second semi-final, and then we'll move on to the final afterwards. Orange Logo going against Majestic Capricorn over in the other semi-final. I think he chose very wisely.
Yeah, but it was damn close.
It was very close.
We had, I think, 82 or 86 to 92
in the end
votes when I ended it.
Spankingly awesome.
Yeah, so you picked, and you will get what you picked, and it's gonna be Salt, your goose is cooked, versus rank 55 Dragons. Indeed,
and what we're going to do is we're going to go into game. We're going to talk about Salt's builds. Nick, you want to go through those? I'll just ask the guys to go.
We're going to start off with Honey. Honey is playing a Staff Ellie, of course, as always. Playing with the Rune of Pirates, Celestial, otherwise nothing surprising. Glyph of Elementals on that Staff build, of course. The Knight Junior, he's playing a Shout Warrior. He's going to be a lot of support and probably saving some people who are just about to die. Similar to Honey, to be honest. Then Yeseni Nai is playing the DPS Guardian. Gonna be a lot of damage and needs to manage the cooldowns well. And then we have Outchosen Trickery, new character for him.
Yeah.
He's playing on Salt now and is playing Dagger Pistol Thief, Vamp Rune with that to have that safeguard in the end if it gets a bit too tricky with the damage. Of course,
tricky.
Yeah, tricky. Of course, they always need a good amount of support as soon as they go into that vamp form, because otherwise you're going to be pretty dead as soon as you get out of it. And last but not least, we have Carver, and Carver, of course, as always, is playing silly rifle, but with that slight change-up of the bomb kit.
Yeah, the bomb kit gives him so much on-point pressure, and I think this is a build that is very undervalued. It's very effective, especially in their team setup. I mean, he can hold a node very effectively. He can make people use their dodge, because big ol' bomb is an easy thing to dodge. But, a dodge is a very important thing to have. it avoids a lot of damage, and you know, and on occasion actually produces something which you actually need in a fight, whether or not it's healing, a blast finisher, whatever. You know, that big old bomb is very useful, and the on-point pressure of the bombs is very good as well, and especially with the increased radius. So you know, it can apply a lot of pressure on the point. It can also be used to get some might for the team as well with that fire field. But generally, Carver is very good on this build, using that elixir gun as well to increase his mobility. The power shoe is giving him that permanent increased speed as well as course. But you know, we've seen rank 55 playing fantastically well today. Misha going back over to the staff over on the Mesmer, of course, going for the greatsword with the staff combination, the Traveller rune. Big Zan is also playing that Celestial Rifle Engineer, going back to the toolkit with the Power Wrench extra cooldown he was playing in the last game, back into Alchemy, which is what they're switching up their builds over on these maps, which is also great to see. Moonpar going for that Dagger Elementalist with the Vampirism rune as well as the Greatsword Elite. Then Red Levin probably playing Panic Strike DP Thief again, going for the Infiltrator Signet rather than the Blinding Powder, of course, and then Zapdos going for the good old Shoutbow Warrior, but opting to go back into Destruction of the Empowered, of course, to gain the extra damage for the boon on the target. So we are ready to go, just waiting for the other streams to go as well, because we do have a French stream, we have an English stream, a German stream, and a Spanish stream today. We have 4 languages across the board. So we're looking forward to seeing. I don't know how many viewers we've got on the other streams, but you know, it means people do venture out to those casts as well. Seeing it in your native tongue is also very useful, as well as checking out the other casters that we have available in the ASP, of course. Looking forward to seeing what's going to be happening today, as well as going over towards NA later in the day, of course, which I'm assuming is casted by the by Hurix and also Storm from Academy Gaming, and also, you know, Hurix being from DPS, and Tournament of Legends coming soon. But today we're in the ESL Go4GW2 Cup, number 29, rank 55, Dragons versus Salt over on the blue team. And it's going to take us through these splits as we start this first game in this series.
And it could be a pretty good one, but hard to really beat the excitement of the last game we saw. Let's see how all of that is gonna play out. Misha, the only one opening out of the side. Is he stealthed up? No, actually completely open, and that could be a very dangerous spot for him to be. Knight Jr. off already with a pin down there. We see the Immobilized from the Guardian coming out, and no follow-up. Surprising, they're not
been
really
taken out from
committing.
behind. That's why. And actually doing that was a good defense there from Moonpar, coming back to make sure that they were actually going to make sure Misha was going to be okay, because in that initial engagement, you know, Misha was going to be a big target for them to take out, being responsible for a ton of that mobility on the map. They don't want to lose Misha that early, and Misha got away unscathed really, and has moved towards mid, and actually initiating on Honey here, who's in a bit of a situation. She's had to go and lightning flash up towards the top there, but Red Levin following her and being very persistent, taking out that Elementalist very early in the game. Carver next target. Honey's going to try and Vaporform on No to make sure the point is going to be contested for a little bit of time here, as the rest of the blue team members do start to think about regrouping, although splitting as well, as Carver starts to chase Misha over towards the mine.
Yeah, Chosen already there though, getting the decap, but he needs to escape afterwards, can't go for the full cap, needs to be really safe here, because we have a lot of people. He's getting the assistance of Carver, but I think they maybe should move out as well, because we have a couple of people, although, no, still chasing Red Levin, together with Moonapart moving over to that hench node. I don't think that's really the best thing they could have done. Maybe just try and get that close point. You already got mid. Honey still on the point, and that's going to be difficult to get her down. It's going to take a while, especially in combination with Carver. They can sustain for a while, and that's a 2v2. That's not really going to end anytime soon.
Yeah, not between these. I mean, it's actually a good matchup for both to keep. But the thing is, you know, I think Red Team are actually going to think about going over towards the mine now and backing that point up. But we do have Chosen, who's kind of hovering around as well. So just see if Misha's got the portal up. He's not actually, so he's not actually been able to use that portal to stick at mid. Red Levin is actually going to stick a look over on the midpoint, as well as Moonpar, who's coming back up from behind towards the Yasini, and also Chosen Chicory. So this is going to be an interesting matchup over on the mid.
When Misha plus one-ing over on mine, they got the quick kill over on Honey. That little bit of damage helped, definitely. We see the immediate disengage of Carbon. That's a wise choice. They want to gain the advantage on the mid cap before rank 55 has the possibility to reinforce that.
Vamprune timing from Moonpa there. Really, really good from him. Luckily got that off in time for the other team members to come in so they can secure this point. And actually in this 5v4 situation over across the map now, they should be able to take a full advantage and get some kills over on the mid. Blue team actually starting to think about disengaging here to go back over towards the henge and defend over on that point. Going back over towards mid now. You can see Misha is actually on node getting the caps. The rest of the team push ahead to try and get the kills down on the south side of this point as Carver is in a bit of trouble. Using that elixir gun like I said before, to really get out of dodge, and that jump shot as well. Zan comes in, the great mobility from Carver, good positioning, but unfortunately in the end he's just been pinned down from all angles, and he might actually go down here, but doing a good job trying to get that heal off on the 5th skill on the elixir gun. The support comes out from Knight Jr., removing those conditions with his Warhorn, and we're going to see great movement from these guys, and Carver gets out alive there. Good movement from him. Zapdos, and the focus is back onto 55 here. In quite a close game.
So dangerous right now. He's in the middle of nowhere between 3 players of rank 55 trying to take out Misha while Red Levin is still hovering around that location. But the rest of the team just taking out Zapdos on the side. That's going to be a stomp from Carver. Down goes the first one. We saw a decap over on the henge, so rank 55 moving it over a bit. But Carver going to keep to get the cap on the keep, and the rest is completely committing to that close point. Maybe a bit over-committing.
We've got the
get
portal
that cleaned
though.
up fast.
There we go. Misha actually portaled out there because she was getting a bit of pressure herself, and has actually moved to mid to re-engage there, while Moonpie is actually going to keep that point in contention over on the henge for as long as possible. And Red Levin's actually going to push in towards Chosen Trickery there, but it does get immobilized himself just as he tries to move in for the attack. Good job there, but as Red Team do start to pick up the midpoint, we're going to see that 1v1 still left over on the henge. Blue Team opting to go for the contestation over on the mid, but unfortunately for them, Red Team are going to pick up the full cap there as Knight Jr. starts to get on node to actually initiate that point. Is he going to jump straight through? He's moving straight through to the rest of his team members here to get a quick regroup.
Yeah, the cap a bit unfortunate, but they at least got the decap over on the mine. But now, are they looking for the kill? They are looking for the kill. Vamprune coming in. He tries to get out safely. Doesn't really run into support, but rather saves himself with a withdraw there. He's got a +1. Yeah, make the best out of your move. Moonapa might actually have been having some trouble against Honey, but with the assistance, jumps right into that into that static shield actually. Getting out afterwards, Yesene is going to make it difficult for him to really engage on there. So they're now just leaving Moonapart there to stoke the damage, basically, to just keep people busy, to maybe gain an advantage over on the rest of the map. And they got the double cap, so they want this situation to stay this way for as long as possible.
Indeed. I mean, Red Levin did, like we kind of said, made the most of his retreat there, turning it into an engagement in an offensive way, so a very effective move from him. Unfortunately, in the end, not leading to much, but it did mean that Red Blue Team did have to pull a member off of the mid and around that area to actually, you know, try and get some damage on him, and the Guardian was slow moving compared to Red Levin back over towards the midpoint, but Blue Team have been able to get a decap here, and also the down of Red Levin is he commits right into a ton of cleave there, opting to go for the damage, but we can see the possible res coming out from Zan with the knockback of the healing type, but in the end gets cleaved out completely, and Blue Team should be able to secure this point.
Too much damage, and Chosen is looking for the follow-up. He could also just go for the decap. Okay, we have Misha there, safeguarding, but engaging against 2 people, that might also be a bit tricky. But from behind, he gets the assistance. Yesene also on the chase, applying the immobilize, trying to keep them there. But Zapdos, of course, as a Shout Warrior does, makes it out unscathed.
He's going to be with Moonpie here as well, so there's a lot of support for both these guys. But Zapdos doing a good job at trying to move. Look at his mobility around the point. But the thing is, because he's been so mobile, he's out-mobility to whatever his team, and he's not really in range of that support. So he's in a bit of a situation where he needs to get a bit of a res, gets a bit of a regen tick from Zan there, but Zapdos really is running for his life at the moment as he tries to get taken out from behind, trying to go in the perspective now of Chosen as he gets him into the down state, and Zan just caught on the column there and immobilized with that toolkit. Number 4 as he tries to block a ton of damage. Blue picking up the point, and Zan's probably the next target. He drops so low. He's got his heal back up now as well. He's hanging around on the edge of that Shadow Refuge. Good job from him. Can jump back into toolkit. Needs to be careful here. He's got his block back up, trying to actually soak up some of that damage as it comes in. He's still stealthed up, waiting to re-engage here.
That double fiery greatsword into a refuge basically was a really nice move for the escape, and I just wanted to criticize Misha for going for the cap in that situation instead of assisting his team, but they really handled it themselves out of a really bad situation, just turning it around. Quick
What did they
reset
do?
of the fight,
Exactly.
quick reset, and go for it.
They've
Just
put
re-engage.
it. They've taken control again, which is exactly what we said in the last two series. They're bringing the situation back into something which they know they can handle, which they know they can control, and now they're starting to really get some nice damage. But we have seen Zan going down on the bottom, so it's not completely, taking this back at the moment. But Red 11 again in that situation, being pressured, is actually going to go for the offensive over on the other node. Again, 55 as they start to lose that fight on the mid, has started to push back into the rest of the map. Chosen Trickery now trying to pin down Misha. It's not going to happen though, as Misha comes in with some nice damage himself, and is going to port back over towards the mid now as well to re-engage there. But he's going to do a flashy portal stop. Oh no,
No.
he's not. He's not just going to.
No, he isn't. Damaged as the trick. Sound with a couple of grenades there. Wants to have some part of that fun as well. Mid cap picked up by Honey. And she's actually at the moment, she needs to assist Night Junior because he's going down quickly.
No way.
Can't get the assistance there. Honey just retreating and trying to keep that mid cap for as long as possible. We also see the kill and now the stomp on Carver. So 55 with the pressure over to that far point. Munapar now picking up that cap. And they're not stopping. They are not stopping at all. No inclination to do so. Honey is the next target. Misha and Red 11 in combination. Moa comes out. And that's supposed to be the end of Honey. But can she maybe take advantage of the skills of the Moa? No, she can't. Yesterday, the only one left to defend. Chosen Sin coming in with the stealth, but that's too much AoE damage. They committed so much here, rank 55, because they know they could lose one of these points and still gain the advantage with a kill on mid.
Misha using that staff there. That's why she's switching over to the staff. Great port there from her to get out of that damage and let the rest of the team go for the focus point on the point with Honey taken out in the end as well. This is a bit of an uphill struggle now for Salt as we hit 400 points at 4 rank 55 dragons. Sorry, Chosen Sin's going to go down over on the midpoint as well as Honey starts to respawn and come back out into the map. Knight Junior tries to get some support in mid, but he's going to opt to escape. Instead, that Venom proc is going to happen onto him and it's going to really slow him down as he tries to get out of this. Nothing is going to be available for him to try and disengage from that fight. And we are going to see Honey in the distance just going for that decap there, as we see also Carver trying to pick up the Henge node, and that should happen actually over here.
Yeah, but a bit too little, too late, as we like to say. And I have again to just emphasize the survivability of a Munapar is almost ridiculous. 2v1 situation. Yeah, any Munapar, any you can find, basically. 2v1 situation for so long, almost went down. And then such a clutch escape in the end. We actually had the second person leaving already, and Carver wasn't able to get the follow-up damage on a complete reset. And now they want to end it quickly on the Chieftain. The damage is going to come. Chosen may be able to get the steal. No. Even if he would, that would have been a bit too much to handle. Still double cap standing, so a sure game in the end for rank 55.
Look at the point score of those players there. That's a big difference. A lot of kills for 55 on this map, and kills in the awesome rotation as well. More control, actually, and calm and collective play that kind of 55 were doing. They weren't as offensive as we see them on Fofire, actually, versus TCG probably. But their mobility and their movement around the map, moving towards the bottom part of the keep in the roads, and then also, towards different points. People like Red Leving using that disengage on a couple of occasions, so actually +1 over on the opposite side of the map, then drawing one of the Salt players back to defend, then moving back to mid because he's got more mobility than, say, the Guardian, so they could +1, pulling their players around the map to different positions. There's just so much control from this team. It's really good play from 55. And Salt, unfortunately, they just couldn't. They weren't as mobile. Without Frostball, it's really tough for them against the Mesmer team.
But I have to say, Salt really putting on a show in the first couple of minutes of the game.
For sure. It was really close.
They just in the beginning, they really were able to keep it equal and not give rank 55 that advantage for quite a while. But as soon as they found a little bit of an advantage, Salt was out of it. They were not able to get a foot in the door. That was just done with as soon as they gained control.
Thank you for the reminder.
What?
Someone just reminded me to change the score. Thank Betsy.
Oh.
Thank you. Sometimes I think, today's been so hype already. I forget to update the score just because it's calming down after the last game because it's been kind of exciting. And no, yeah, it was very close. It was close for a while there. Sort of not coming back in, but this feels like a 55 day. But we still got that final, of course, coming up, and we still got the other semi-final going as well. And it is not over. Salt can come back in this game, but this map really would favour a Mesmer in particular, and can snowball very quickly. We saw that happen in the last series with TCG, very close throughout the entire game, up to about 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It was very close, and then 55 just pulled out the free cap with a great rotational move as well as getting a few kills here over on the quarry against TCG. That really secured the game. But we're gonna tell this already.
I'm getting a quick update actually on the other semi-final going on. Apparently, Capricorns almost, just barely, at least these are the words that I'm getting whispered here, almost won on Forest against oRNG. So it might not be a stomp as a lot of people in the chat actually were suggesting. Damn, difficult word for German.
Okay, so we're just waiting for these guys to ready up, and then we'll be back in the game. Right, here we go.
It's it feels different, today's games, in comparison to the other ones we've seen. It's more action-packed. We have less... regroups happen, but regroups happen while fighting. This is kind of one of the things we can learn from this day, and it's just moving a lot quicker than kind of the matches we've gotten used to seeing in the last couple of weeks. Even though we had that move after WTS of people just focusing on the kills, stuff like the mid 2 caps on in the TCG 55 game, 2 caps on Fire, just being neutral while people just scrim between them, and both teams really completely ignoring that. That is something we haven't seen in quite a while.
Okay, dokie. So we're going to move into the next game.
Hold on to your point.
As we come out into the splits and see how it's going.
Let's see. At the moment, still completely grouped up from the side of Salt there. Honey, the only one moving into mid, is gonna face up against Zapdos. And actually, rank 55, grouping up with 3 people to get that completely uncontested waterfall. But even Blue ignoring it, making another decision, and we're gonna see a giant clash of engages on mid.
Yeah, indeed. Zan's just staying off node to make sure he can nade on point without too much trouble. He's actually going to try and get the pull on Night Julia there, trying to interrupt some of his cleansing. As we actually go back over towards... Red Levin's being kind of offensive over towards this quarry node as well. Maybe thinking about moving over to Moonpower and that Carver engagement, but Chosen's actually starting to re-engage onto him and actually causing a bit of a barrier to stop them and moving them back over towards the midpoint. So Salt trying to control the play that are coming out from rank 55 at the moment. We can see that fear as well coming out from Knight Jr. as they try to re-engage on different members here of rank 55. Nice little opener as Honey is taken to the downstate hero in this node. She's going to be raised as well. We're going to see the portal coming out as well from Misha. Let's just check out where Misha's gone back over towards the waterfall to check out that point and actually disengage to make sure she isn't going to get taken out here as well. Honey is going to get raised again from the blue team. Awesomeness.
3 downs already in 3 pickups, 2 normal reses, 1 battle standard coming out. We already see a really impressive lockdown of Honey. She really can't do much against that. Now Chosen Trickery going down the Thief Res is a bit more difficult, but only 11 really applying the damage there. Misha coming in a bit too late with that burst. So the Res comes out again. The downs aren't really happening. Munipano 1v1 on the side, but the mid-fight is really the action. Knight Jr., he would have had the battle center. No, that's on cooldown anyways. And overcommitting to that risk, going down as well. Are we going to see a counter kill? That's pretty much the only choice they have maybe to get Misha. We see the vengeance coming out from Knight Jr. to maybe make a difference afterwards. Genocide down as well, so this is pretty much a 3-man wipe now.
That is very gutsy from Knight Jr. He just got cemented in place, couldn't do a single thing, and they took him out there as well. We are going to see actually over on the quarry node now, Carver has been, he's now in a 1v2 situation. They've been able to +1, of course, with the kills they took over on the mid, and they're going to be able to take him into the downstate, recap the node, and there will be a 2-cap to the red team, although rank 55 probably going to take the 3-cap very early in this game as Honey and Knight Jr. start to respawn and come back into the map. Misha just having a look over onto, just trying to control and just have a look where the blue team are going to re-engage, because they've got the respawn of almost their whole team, but Carver's still in the downstate, so rank 55 still had that 5v4 advantage on the map at the moment. Misha coming in for the stealth. Quick burst over onto Honey. Honey's going to have to panic a little bit and actually move out herself, but the port play comes out from Misha to move back into mid just as the blue team start to push on this node.
Zan actually was a lot more dangerous there with the damage coming out on him, but good retreat and then just the safety of the stealth. They need to retreat actually because, I mean, somebody had to watch the point, so it was actually a 4v4 even with Carver still being out of it. Now
Zan's going to go down. Over. Oh no! The conditions just ticking over there, and then the knockback from Carver off node. Good job. They actually Zan did a nice pull just as he was retreating there, just to mid. And just as he got down, he was putting those grenades behind him, tried to get the pull of EC, the Guardian, over on Salt, and then, you know, in the end, unfortunately, pulled all the DPS towards him and got taken out there, but he got raised successfully.
Still yes, now it's going to be a good target. He has no cooldowns left whatsoever. Down he goes, Chosen Sin with the stealth, but he can't res at all. Down he goes almost, because we still have that Vampirism rune, and he tries to continue that, but goes down on the side. Carver can't res him at all. Knight Jr. and Honey basically just need to escape. This is going to be another almost full wipe, except for Carver, who's fighting with Red Levin on the side.
Yeah, he's in a bit of a horrible position because inevitably, you know, he's not able to go back to the spawn because he's on blue team for a start. He's going to have to go on the node and just think about he's just going to have to line of sight and protect himself until he can get someone regrouped with him. But, you know, they're not actually going to go for that 2v1. Actually, it might have been a good idea, but the thing is, blue team are going to start to respawn and move towards the waterfall node that they have. And Honey actually getting mowed here over on this point isn't going to help their cause at all. She does a good job at line of sighting, but unfortunately in the end, she's probably going to be taken out here unless blue team members can come and fill the defense. And actually Misha goes into the downstate now, as we do see Yasini coming in as well. We can see that banner drops as well from the members of their team, and Zapdos coming in for the great save on Misha. Good job from him. And then we're going to see Honey drop even further, and she's going to be taken out again. 4 players on the map. Whew.
It does not look like Salt has anything to say in this match anymore. This is just Salt is trying to hold on to something at the moment, but I'm seeing a triple cap in the future very soon. As said.
In your mystic
target, in my crystal ball, exactly.
Glitter ball.
No, no.
That's amazing. Anyway, going to Red Levin's perspective as we come back onto the waterfall now. Rank 55 Dragons have full control of this map at the moment. We do see Zan trying to hold 1v1 versus Carver. Not too bad for Engineers, although it's very difficult to decap this point, being so much bigger, of course. But Chosen's going to opt to come in for the support over on this point as well, try and take out Zan quickly. And Salt are not going to give up. They're not giving up at all as it is at the moment. There's no GG called. Rank 55 have actually been able to keep the Hawthorn as they push back into mid straight away. But Big Zan has been taken out here in that 1v2. Kind of inevitable as well. But the red team members are coming into the point. Big Zan's going to be okay here as he starts to move out and actually think about disengaging to try and get some defense here. Ring of Warding comes out as well to pin him down in that position. A good area to cleave and actually funnel down the rest of the rank 55 members as they move into that area to try and get the res. He's not going to be brought back up, and a possible Salt potential to come back, but Honey is in the downstate over on the waterfall.
Yeah, it was a pretty good lockdown, but already losing one player is not gonna bode well for the rest of the engages. I mean, Carver was able to split from all of that, and even though they had the advantage on the midfield, so they are in a pretty good situation now, but I don't see them doing anything against an more than 300-point lead at the moment. And at any point in time, basically whenever they want, we could still see rank 55 going for that Lord Rush. And with the Pain Train combination, it's going to be a quick one.
It will be a quick one. I mean, if you've got your money on anyone today to actually win this whole tournament, it's got to be ranked 55. And if they don't, after these performances, then, you know, oRNG Logo are going to have a fun time in their final if they got through versus the Capricorn team, of course, as well. The movement again, moving back over to Waterfall, and already knowing that Honey is going for that Waterfall decap again. She needs to maybe think about going for a different node on the map. This game is definitely ranked 55s at the moment. Blue team not able to hit that 100-point barrier, and you know they've had it handed to them today. Ranked 55 doing another fantastic job in their series. Definitely taking this game at the moment.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, we have seen pretty clear games on this map in the past, and always like to emphasize that not always does the point difference really completely tell the story as to how far apart these teams are. But if we just take a look at the entirety of this matchup, 55 is looking really scary. A team that can do this to Salt, there needs to be someone trying to beat them. And even though oRNG Logo looked pretty dominant in the past 2 weeks as well, if they even make it, I mean, the oRNG Logo MC game seems to be a bit closer than a lot of people might have thought. So we'll have to see about that.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Go4GW2 Cup number 29. We have in the final rank 55 Dragons versus oRNG Logo, your WTS champions of awesomeness. Switch those teams around.
Of awesomeness, isn't that the official title now?
It's the title I was saying just as I changed the scoreboard.
Okay, you need another filler word. Okay, nice.
Also, I think, just in case you were wondering what happened in that first game, apparently Kranox has got a recording which he's offered to put on my YouTube channel, so if you might be able to watch exactly what happened in that apparent close game between oRNG Logo and also Majestic Capricorns in that first series. But for now, today, live, we're going to show exactly what's going on in this map. We're going to go into game and check out what oRNG Logo are running over on the blue team. Nick, do you want to go for the belts?
Yeah, sure. We've got Frelina, which is now called Fluffy Foie, or Fraus. Bro, I have no clue. Fluffy. We're going to call him Fluffy. He's playing a Meditation DPS Guardian. He's going for the Rune of the Traveler. So no Vamp Rune there. Not trying to use that to their advantage. Then we have Syndra. He's playing Panic Strike Dagger Pistol Build. There's the Vamp Rune we know and love, and Infiltrator Signet as well. So not going for the Black Powder there. Wait, no, Black Powder is the
Blinding Powder.
Is the 5 skill Blinding Powder. Exactly, that one is it. Syndra, now apparently the Thief for oRNG Logo, has shown a good performance there, and oRNG Logo were looking for a Thief for quite a while. We saw that Frelina was filling that spot sometimes. Sometimes they just went without it. But yeah, Syndra now a main Thief, so that's really working well for them, and they picked up the last 2 Go4s. But this one is going to be really interesting. Then Tage is going to be the altruistic healing bunker guard at the moment. Well, there we go, choosing the retreat, something we haven't seen for quite a while. Yeah, Tage, we often saw them on the second map, moving over to Tage on the altruistic healing.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting change-up, especially because, well, Fluffy's obviously Frey's moved over towards the DPS Guardian, so having 2 of those. Sorry, my dogs are going mental in the background. But you know, it's a lot of support. They can go between Tage and Rom, and Tage is going to be mainly involved in those fights, and that can actually mean that Rom can stay in those 1v1s and be okay for a bit because there's support elsewhere. But yeah, we're going to see how well they use this. He's actually got the shield there as an interesting mix-up as well. He's very effective with the shield. We saw last couple of weeks using that shield knockback in different occasions as well. I reckon, what do you reckon? On the next game, I reckon we'll probably see a bit of a change-up of Denshi going towards that Ranger, but we're in the first game, so continue, sorry.
Yeah, no issue at all. The next one is going to be the Dengineer. The Dengineer is going to be running a Celestial Rifle Engineer, also the Vampirism Brew, kind of the first class that picked that up. Of course, due to being able to use the F1 through 4 skills in there, quite beneficial. And then we have Rom. Rom is playing the Shoutbow Warrior. A Shoutbow Warrior that is very, very difficult to kill. Of course, opting for Fear Me there. Haven't really seen on my mark in quite a while.
Muted. Oh, sorry, I did mute myself because my dog's going mental in the background. Yeah, you're right. And the Fimi is just so useful at the moment, and we're only seeing that on my mark when we've got 2 Shoutbow Warriors actually, because it's pretty useful for that. Rums actually looks like he might have some issues with his connection as I see him lagging a bit, or it could be me. We never know. But that's pretty much the teams. Don't think we're going to have much change. We've seen 55.
Yeah. We have, and we've seen a pretty strong performance from them up until now, especially the last game against Solj. That was ridiculously strong, and I want to see what you guys in the chat think. So we're going to open a poll. Who do you reckon? Who's going to win this final? Not only the first game, but the entire best of 3 set. Will it be Orange Logo or will it be rank 55? You decide. At least before it actually happens, then the teams decide.
yeah, exactly. You can just say, yeah, imagine if the viewers could just choose. That'd be nice. Yeah. It's not exactly... yeah, my dog is pretty mental. Yeah, it's pretty mental. But yeah, again, Misha changing over to the staff in this game. Using that second ability, phase retreat, pretty effectively to get in and out of that damage, of course, over towards... we saw... I think we saw Zan running something kind of around him there. He's actually got... He's got Elixir B out at the moment. Is he just playing around? He's just having a bit of a laugh? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
good.
he's switching in.
I was thinking, that used to be very strong, actually. Not so much anymore, but
yeah,
I miss the good old elixirs. I miss the elixir days. That's a long time ago.
So,
a long time ago.
We've already asked the chat what they think, and they're busy answering right now. What do you think? Who's going to pick this up?
I mean, there's some significant differences. We've got an altruistic healing guardian mixed up with a Shoutbow Warrior, which is really going to help them sustain quite well. Oh no!
I'm going to make it back in time, but otherwise you're the important person there.
For once. Okay, so as we see rank 55 Dragons over on the red team, Orange Logo on the blue. We're going to watch the splits as we come out into the first game of this final series of the day. In the finals of the Go4GW2 Cup number 29. Blue team will be stealthing right across the roads, as well as also red team rank 55 Dragons doing their typical kind of split over here, getting the original stealth up. As Misha, in Misha's perspective, we move over into node, which is not in... No one's over there. No one's over there at all. And actually, Zapdos is going to be in a ton of trouble. Orange Logo going for their ex-member here over on the mine node now, with that steal as well coming out from Syndra on the Warrior. If he survives this is ridiculous, but Misha's coming for the defense of Zapdos. In the end, Orange Logo not able to take him out, and both teams picking up the side nodes of the opposite in the opposite fashion on the map at the moment.
Yeah, a bit of a switch. But now it's all moving towards that mid, and it looks like Orange Logo's actually the one pushing, as 55 rather retreats. Zapdos, the first target there. They want to take out that Raz banner so that he can't use it on himself. But we're really seeing the fronts here, and one is going maybe a bit too far. Tage in that mower, and he's in the front lines. Needs that assistance. Doesn't get the instant Raz. Are we going to see a wall banner
interrupted.
Coming out? Interrupt the first one, second one might come up. No. And it will.
Oh no,
but
just
it
about.
Didn't quite do it.
No. The animation was really slow compared to the actual. Yeah, that was Bit of a delayed actual animation there compared to the actual banner being down, unfortunately for us. Sorry. Rom is actually going to go down here, but, you know, that's actually probably quite good that he jumped and then actually died instantly. It's going to bring him back into the game a bit quicker. Red 11 coming back into the mid to rejoin up with Misha there, but actually Syndrome is going to jump onto the point straight away, but does realise that Moonpie is there, of course. Rank 55 Dragons doing a good job in the first instance of this game, and getting the kills again. You know, Fluffy Frog going to get out over on the roads towards the midpoint now. So we see the decap coming out from Big Zan over on the mine node. Tage comes out with a nice shield knockback. He's going to halt him in that, but no team members around to give any support, and they should. oRNG Logo probably going to move the team fight over towards here, at least into a 2v2. They need to get someone with Tage, as we just have the clicking from Nick over on the henge, spotting out that Red 11 has gone for the decap over there.
Caster. Could be, but it was me. It was me.
I'm pretty sure it's you.
He did get the decap currently. Oh, exactly the same score as Fluffy Frog is now re-getting the henge note. And we have Denji, maybe in an awkward spot there, being engaged on by Red 11, but I think he will actually be fine with the escape. No, we're actually getting the second one, Panic Strike procs, and we do see the sections coming out to no great effect, at least against Moonapar, with that stability coming out from the Earth Armor. But Denji still with the escape, a bit of assistance from Fluffy Frog.
Almost was close to getting that damage off from Red 11, but he actually got out of there in the end and actually went for the full, trying to get the decap there as Engineer actually comes into the node using that gear shield to defend himself against any burst coming out from Red 11. They're not going to be able to get anywhere with that cap in the end, and 55 HP Red 55 Dragons have got the 2 cap now, moving back into mid in terms of Zapdos, who's going to defend versus the engagement possibly of Syndrome dropped quite low in that Shadow Refuge now. Can re-engage as he starts to regenerate in stealth. He's got that withdraw there as well as he uses that to think about trying to engage on a target. But Zapdos and also Moonpie here, solid tank team moving forward, actually pushing forward against oRNG Logo now as Tage jumps onto the node. Probably got that shield knocked back as well to knock back Misha off the node. It's going to be successful, but Zapdos comes in just afterwards to make sure the point is going to be in their favour. You're going to see a portal drop there as well. Misha thinking about re-engaging there as soon as they move back into the rest of the map and actually think about getting this kill onto Fluffy here at the bottom of the keep.
This is so nicely coordinated movement here. Moonapar going exactly as soon as the blue team engages over on the midpoint. We see the decap coming out from Moonapar, the same situation we had before that with Red 11, who did the same thing. Zapdos might now go down a mid if he can escape from that. Assistance from Zan coming out. Tage won't be able to do any damage because he got knocked back. And now Misha needs to be careful. Last second portal actually up to mid. And then he's going to be against Denji. So I'm not quite sure if that's the better choice.
Just good job from Fluffy coming in there with the must have come in with the port there. He did indeed. Coming in with Judge's intervention and the knockback onto Misha, surprising him and putting him on the floor. The banish combination really good from Fluffy there, getting the full cap as Tage moves off node. Of course, he's going to be the one who wants to be in these team fights, so Tage is going to be doing a lot of running around this map, and he's starting to run all the way over towards the henge now to make sure that he can really help out in this team fight. And with him and Rom here, that means that they're not going to be able to get this point very quickly, but Syndrome is in the down state as well. As we look into his perspective, ouch, that's painful when you look at the amount of effects and damage that's coming across him. Can really feel the cleave on this node at the moment. Going into the perspective of Zan now, he's going to try and get some knockbacks here to try and make sure that Red 11 can get some successful damage off onto the rest of the team members, but Rom's very low himself as well.
We have kind of the repeat of a situation we've seen quite often from 55 now. Even in previous games where they were dominating, when they are in these big team fights and really move as one unit and try and get these kills, and do get these kills, sometimes 2 or 3 man wipes on the enemy team, they lose control of the rest of the map. That is just a bit overcommittal, and they're playing a game for the kills in one spot to afterwards take care of the caps. We've seen it quite often from oRNG Logo as well. But this time around, oRNG Logo definitely not able to play their usual "we're going to pressure you into your home node" match.
But we've actually got Tage down as well over on the Henge node in the end. Having no other team members there, his health is not going to be regenerating, with, of course, that altruistic healing not being very useful. But I had to be the last member there to try and hold the point as long as possible. Now 55 ranked Dragons can come back into it with that one cap as well. Denshi is very low as he starts to try and disengage here. Thought he died there, going into the gear shield as well to block a ton of damage. Fra is actually going to go for the quick port. You just saw him just in the corner of your screen there, just going for that damage onto Misha. Misha dropping very low himself, actually having to get out of there pretty quickly. Good job from him. Can re-engage here with a full amount of clones and the damage that can come out from that. But 55 ranked Dragon's going to pick up the 2 cap.
I'm actually going for the soft reset, yeah?
Yeah, Orange Liger just regrouping. Sensible idea. Keeping calm and collective. So
but Syndrina might be a bit sneaky. No, Munapa spotted him. Syndrina not able to completely regen his health there. Only now coming back up. And wants to gain that health and re-stealth before Misha can gain the initiative, take the initiative and get the engage on him. Misha might be pulled. No, that was dodged. Denshi not getting anywhere there and is only running into a 2v2 now with Syndrina coming in from the side. Can he keep them busy enough to get the sneaky decap?
No, Zan's moving into the node now as well, and that means Syndrina is going to be pressured off point as well. They're actually going to get some damage onto Misha. That would be a good choice. Pick up the kill quite early onto him, and that will be really put them ahead over on this node in this 2v2. As the rest of the map looks like Orange Logo and Rank 55 are in between the mid and also mine at the moment, just playing around. I'm just scoping out their team, and a lot of it is going to ride on who wins this fight over on this point. And we've actually seen the Moa coming out onto Syndrina here out of any target, but Misha is in down state. This is great for them at the moment, and if they can win this fight, which looks like they might do, although Denshin is really low, that proc came off. We can see other team members coming in. If Misha's going to be dropped here anyway, but if they can come in, Denshi might be able to get a kill on Denshi, but no team members are in position to even think about going for that.
Oh, well, Zan has the assistance now. Oh, nice! Fluffy Frost actually pulling the Chieftain away from Zan to just make it a bit longer for him to respawn and to get killed. He can pull him back, of course, afterwards, and Zan therefore very quick on the respawn now afterwards. Yeah, the Moa on Syndrina, by the way. Of course, most of the time we see them either on Sharper Warriors or anything else that's really tanky and you want to get the kill on, but alleviating the pressure from Misha in a way that he doesn't have to worry about Syndrina basically one-shotting him if he doesn't pay attention. That's a big bonus. Didn't quite work out, but the idea is a sound one.
Yeah, not an easy task to get the Moa onto the Fifi, but to be honest, no, not by a long shot. And actually, Orange Logo have, in the end, got a cap over on the Henge. They're starting to push down over towards the mine now, and Rom really in a bit of a state here himself. But the thing is, around the rest of the map, Zapdos is dead, Red Levin in the down state, but is going to heal himself in stealth there, naturally healing himself, as Denshini is going to just come in to try and push him away. He's going to be able to defend that point quite consistently there as well. As we go over to mid, Fluffy's going to pick up the mid point now. Moonpie is thinking about going into the mid just to contest it. Good ring of warding is going to keep him out, but Red Levin gets in there, ports straight into the side of it. Unfortunately, kind of knocks himself back in a position where he's really low HP, but it's going to be okay for a minute. And Fluffy actually getting the full focus down onto Red Levin, but he's going to get some damage himself as he starts to use that block. And also, let's go into his perspective, actually check which cooldowns he's got left, and that's pretty much none. He has to use renewed focus and the heal to block all that incoming damage, but survived well in the end as the rest of the team members come in for a bit of support as well, and they end up taking down Red Levin. Good defense here from
actually
Orange
as
Logo.
lucky as you can get. Basically trying to keep an alley off the point and then have a thief from the side just point right into your ring of warning.
But he kept it
consistent. Yeah, he kept it for a while. Zapdos now with a decap attempt, but Syndrina is going to be fast enough, I feel. Yeah, Pond coming out, and now he's in 1v1 against Zapdos. That's a curious choice because it is going to take quite a while to drop him, and the condition stacks there now. He needs to be careful. He needs to disengage definitely, and will give up the cap now. But at the moment, it looks like he's waiting for the reinforcements. But Red Levin could pick him maybe before that. Refuge coming out. Good short bow switch, then just a perma dodge to keep him alive. And Tage now definitely someone who can bunker this.
And,
as
you
the
know,
bunker guard.
really nice positioning with that shield number 5, and that bug's probably going to remain there for the rest of the game. Happy days. So we're not going to go back to Henge for a while. Misha coming into the mid as well. They're going to drop a ton of damage onto Denchineers. He drops really low here. Having a look at his cooldowns. He's gone into that Vamp proc there as well. Trying to get into the toolkit to use that gear shield block as well to mitigate a ton of damage coming in from Misha. And once that's gone, he's going to go into the down state. It's exactly what happens. Should be able to see the successful down here as Moonpar goes for the focus damage, and Red Levin getting immobilized just on point as well himself. Should be okay here as Red Team looks like they're going to pick up this node at the moment. Blue are going to start moving out across the rest of the map. But Syndroneer is trying to hold against Zan over on this mine node. Zan should be able to get the decap here unless some support comes in, which is going to be Rom. Rom's coming in from the backside here at the moment as well. And then that's going to allow Syndroneer to get off node.
The surviving of Fluffy is really impressive right now, going down in the end. Can Cage get the good knockback there?
Maybe.
And the rest? No, the poison is on there,
It's
and
risky.
there's a pain train trying to damage him. He should not be doing this.
Oh, he's got the third ability heal though. That's
No.
going to give him a little bit of extra healing.
No,
but
run,
not
Tage,
enough.
run.
He can use that
This
heal and he's
is
going to bail.
done.
Can use that 5th skill to actually get that wall up and actually block it. There we go. He's going to do that to make sure that he creates a bit of distance for himself and get over to support Rom in this 1v2 at the moment, which is going to have to be, he's really going to have to hurry up now, and he's going to be able to exit the point, but they're going to start chasing him as well and get a ton of damage. Rom's trying to line a sight for the life of him, and actually really does a good job. He actually ended up blocking that net from the rifle too, of course, and now fully supported by Tage.
Yeah.
He should be okay.
And the knockback as well, again, used really nicely there. Rom,
He's going to leave Tage.
Rom waiting. Yeah,
He's
Tage.
going to go for the res.
I feel like that they're playing it differently as we used to see it.
Oh.
When the Ultra Healing Guardian still was popular, you really saw it as a team fighting assistance, as a team fight support, and we always criticized people if they left him on a point. But to be fair, it is also very beneficial to have someone who can just last against 2 people on a point. Maybe not getting the most of it, but it's definitely one thing you can use in your tactics. And with a double cap of 55, they're picking up the lead again. We're overtaken just for a second there until they managed from the kills to gain control of the map again.
This rotation from Orange Logo is a bit dubious. They've managed to get something out of it over here. They need to try and make sure they can get Fluffy down and they can bring their team back up. But there's no focus. Oh no, we're going to see it! Fluffy throw actually, I thought it was going to get the res there, but that brought back up both 55 ranked members that were down over on this point. That was really unexpected. I actually thought he was going to be taken out there, but we did see the Shadow Refuge planted down, which was actually going to help Fluffy a ton there. But unfortunately, in the end, he wasn't going to be able to be... I was really surprising that he's going to be able to hold that over on that point. Now, 55 can really power ahead in this game with those kills coming out. We're going to see the respawns. They're going to be able to take control of the Henge, but they need to get into this map very quickly. Rom's going to go down mid as well. That's not a good time. Tage can come in maybe for the... It's not going to come from the Ninja at all.
Again, although he is kind of preparing the
end of the
situation.
game,
He is
sure.
preparing the situation. We only need a decap, but there's a Zan just waiting.
No.
The
Not against the
Zan is
beast.
waiting there. That's not going to happen. So yeah, this is a pickup for rank 55 Dragons in the end. Really close when we saw him get up to 400 points, and it's going to be a couple more until we see the last points coming in. But yeah, they can just wait on that mine point and get the first win in this best of 3. Definitely not a really clear win.
I think, that rotation from... It was a good... Over on the mine, when we saw Rom just moving out of the node over on the mine point, and the rest of the team, like we had Fluffy, we had Denshi, and then we had Syndroneer pushing towards the Henge. And when they started to go down over there, they had no support at all. Like their support was really, the support that comes out from the guard, from that DPS Guardian and the Virtues, of course, and then also the support coming out from the heal with Denshi and the amount of CC that he can do. But they didn't have it over on that point, and in the end, they really lost out. That was the nail in the coffin, losing over on that node.
Yeah.
55 not as controlled in that game. I don't think Orange Logo are going to let you let you control them that much, but I feel this is going to be different on this map, as discussed before the first game, that Denshi's probably going to go over to Ranger.
Now, Willie, that's kind of the open question there, I'd say. And the question will also be, are they going to stick with the Ultra Healing Guard? Because we also don't see Tage on the map yet. Tage relogging it as well, so this might be a complete change-up of tactic from oRNG Logo, even though we saw quite the close match.
Whoa, insane amount of stuff going. Sorry guys, not seeing the chat.
Oh.
That's insane. Okay, sorry, need to do some timing out here. That's insane.
Oh, damn. Wait, I'm quickly gonna...
Apologies for not noticing what's going on in the chat at the moment.
Yeah, we kind of didn't see that.
Because
So I've closed the poll now. That means everyone who's gonna spam like this is gonna be picked up by the Nightbot. It doesn't have free reign anymore.
Yeah, just timed out a few people there as well. Not banned at all completely, but just time out. If you do spam chat, then please don't do that. But Nightbot seems to be a little bit happier now. All good, all well and good. Right, let's see what's changed up. We have indeed seen Denshi going over to the Power Ranger, more than likely going for that full damage over there on the marksmanship skirmishing, and then getting that wilderness survival as well. Typical kind of traits here as well, eagle eye and whatnot, quick draw. Makes sense. Full damage there going as well with the entangle, as well as the greatsword of course and the longbow, but going for vamp rune there, so that's the more defensive that's really needed, especially with this build if he does get bursted. Pardon me, himself, and then going for the Signet of Stone, of course, very defensive as well as Lightning Reflexes to get out of that cleave, of course, as well, and in those 1v1 kind of melee positions. It also can be used to reposition himself so he can get off that nice longbow damage, and then, of course, Signet of Renewal to remove those conditions. So that's going to be a nice combo for him. Tage! Oh, he's putting a fast one. He's not relogged completely. He's just sticking onto Altruistic.
Yeah.
So going for a bit more burst. 3 DPS team, which is what we like to see, Nick. Right? We like to see this.
Yeah, that's quite entertaining because people can explode. And
Explosion!
Especially for something like Red Levin and Misha, it's going to be really dangerous to move yourself on open ground without really any cover, but also a really potent tool to just take care of that DPS ranger. Just stealth up and take him out completely. I mean, he has a couple of safety mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, the Lightning Reflexes and the Signet, yeah, really useful. And
Signet coming out, and then the Rune of Vampirism. So there's a lot of, oh damn, I'm dying, oh wait, no, I'm not mechanics, which is now the official title.
He's got that block on the Greatsword as well, number 4, the clipping, no. It's the counter-attack, sorry, the nice block, which is also very useful. And also the Howl on the Wolf is a nice fear, so that can be used defensively and offensively. And also can be used as an extra skill to make sure that they can get that banner off, because if we have the fear from Rom and also the fear from the pet, I mean, you know, might be able to get the res off a little bit easier, so we'll have to wait and see how well we do with that, of course. Could be a good one. Well, I'm pretty sure it'll be a good one. It could be the final one. oRNG Logo could be taken down here in the final of the ESL Go4GW2 Cup. As we go into the final with 1 game ahead for rank 55. Nick's going to go through the splits in 2-1. Let's go.
After 2 games, after 2 weeks of winning for oRNG Logo, maybe this is really the point where it stops with rank 55 Dragons. So let's have a look at the splits. We have 3 people from rank 55 moving on to the Waterfall. That is kind of what we have seen from them in the past games. Now the blue team here having 2 people just for safety there.
This burst is going to come out onto Denshi. It's going to be horrible. There you go. Oh, he's managed to get out of it actually in the end. It's going to be. I have to use that dodge and the reflexes as well. Utility. He's going to have to block a ton of damage. He gets immobilized and really he's back to full HP. But look how many cooldowns he has to use. He's going to use that Signet as well. And now he's got nothing left. He's going to have to probably even use that Entangle. And then the last. There you go. The Entangle used as well as the Vamp Rune, and the conditions are going to come out. He gets a bit of regeneration from Syncondi removed from Rom. But in the end, Denshi really gets taken out here quite heavily. I mean, 3 members in that situation is really tough. And look at the mower as well.
Might actually have been enough because the red team is still busy trying to take care of that waterfall, while blue is just reinforcing that midpoint. But now it's a 2v2 again. That came out. Munapar is returning the favor for Syndrome. He makes it out just in time. What's going on waterfall?
Sorry, we had multiple downs. We saw Denshi going down. Tage came in for the res. He got the res on to Denshi. Ron went into the down state though, and now we've lost Denshi over on this point. Tage is going to be following, so that's going to be a considerable amount of team members out on this map. Okay, we've got the advantage of the quarry cap, but that will be lost soon. Fluffy is in mid at the moment. He'll get a full decap there, so no points coming in at all for anyone over on mid, of course. But now this means that 55 can really just pile across this map. But I do think that oRNG Logo have done a good job. Tage coming back into mid as well. Syndra near low HP, but is going to be regenerating himself and coming back into the node quite soon. And that was a good push from 55.
I feel like oRNG Logo should not have stuck with their waterfall though. They could have gotten they had the advantage on mid. They got turned around with the battle standard then, but if Tage, for example, had been there as well, we would have definitely seen the quick kill on there, leaving one person with 3 people who can take care of that quite quickly. Don't quite agree with that decision, but yeah, let's see what they make of it.
It's not too bad at the moment. I mean, Syndra goes down quickly above the, Pain Train team of Misha and Red Levin really coming out on this map, proving how strong they are as they catch out Syndra over on this point. And we're going to go into Denshi's point of view now as he's able to take out Red Levin here. It's quite offensive.
Syndra not down yet. Maybe we can see the kill on that. Oh, the rally. Syndra gets that little bit of damage. Double auto point cap coming out from rank 55. Levin down again. Can I get the kill on him?
Should be able to get the cleave down on him. He's going to get the res though successfully, and that's a good job from rank 55. Surprising, but in that situation, Misha really had to commit hard, and he's very low himself. And the damage going to come out from Frey as he's able to take him into the down step combination of Rom as well. They really need to get the down on him. Knockback comes out as well. The res is awesome from rank 55. We are going to see the nice ring of warding, a good ring of warding from Frey. Really puts in a ton of horribleness. What's that?
Yeah, could be. Some also call it damage. We actually had Red Levin poured right into that ring of warding. Apparently, he likes to go for those. I mean, it's difficult to really time that properly. But yeah, the ring of warding's really paying off.
I mean, at the end of the day, they weren't going to. They knew the res was happening. They needed to block the people who came in for the res. People like Misha, who are going to be easy to take down if you can lock them down after that res, because they've already committed so much on the cleave that they've used a lot of cooldowns. They've actually lost a lot of HP. So if you can lock down more people after the res, it can even be more beneficial. But in the end, I don't think it's really paid off for them too well, because they're still losing the caps at the moment. Rank 55 are just owning house over towards the quarry as well, as they push back towards the mid. Rom in the down state there as we move back in towards the mid position. Tage is going to take up tanking on that node at the moment, and he's going to need some support pretty bloody quickly, as we see Moonpar and also Misha moving into the node now as he tries to dodge that damage. Also, Zan's going to come in, try and get the pull onto Tage. That's going to be successful off node. They're going to be able to get a ton of damage onto him with the slick shoes, and that's a great move from rank 55 to get the easy decap and almost the full cap probably in time as well, as oRNG Logo are kind of busy over towards the waterfall at the moment.
Yeah, we do need to reset for oRNG Logo. They already gave up quite a bit, and I know it's really hard to get yourself to just let them have the triple cap, but if they engage now, then they're not really going to gain anything by it.
They're just trying to engage on this waterfall node, regrouping to a degree by just putting a little bit of damage out. And actually, Denshi's going to...
Tage's still missing.
Yeah, they need him in the engagement, but Tage is down. Come on, Tage. Get that respawn back over to getting this fast. Rom going into his perspective now. We've seen the actual portal coming out from Misha as well as he moves back into mid to potentially defend it. We are going to see actually Zan and the rest of the team members just move out of that fight. They don't need to keep the free cap. They've done a good decision. That enables oRNG Logo. Oh, good lord!
Be the poor guy.
Rom target, surely.
Be engaged on
there we go. The pull.
Rom dodge off the first. That was actually pretty damn good, but
It's not going to be good.
Is still a big ask to survive that, and he will. He's jumping away. Red Levin standing right in his path of that jump, but we have the res again. There we go, stealth coming out, but the damage does not stop. They just keep hammering in on Rom, and now he's being chased away. We see the line of warning for him to not being able to continue, but oh no, that's actually from Tage, so never mind. Yep. Just cancel the chase there, so good move. But Rom dying in the end. He wanted to get back into this, and that res was a bit optimistic.
There was so much support coming out there on that midpoint.
Yeah.
But the damage was just absolutely exponential. We can see Zan as well over on the quarry node now. oRNG Logo getting the 2 cap actually in this game, but even with Tage down over towards the midpoint as well. But we are going to see, of course, the decap of the waterfall. Rank 55 are ridiculously strong today. Their focus damage is on point. Misha and Red Levin's movement together and in also solo play is just fantastic. Their general awareness is just so good. And look at that rotation there. We're going to see.
That was so good from Zan. He waited until everyone left from the quarry point, then kind of baited Fluffy Fra to engage on him, and then just kept him there with an immobilized knockback of the healing turret afterwards. Well, if he gets the escape now, that would actually be brilliant.
Oh, look at the team!
Is also coming in. There's the support. And nobody can follow up. Zan makes it out of that. What a ballsy move.
The push, hard push there from rank 55 in a defensive move to save Zan, goes towards mid. They take out Rom here. Tage might be able to get the res as the pushback comes out, but they're going to be able to take him out in the end anyway. Move on their damage to Tage. And if they really finish up this on mid, this is probably going to be the pinnacle ending point of the game. The last chance for oRNG Logo to come back. It's going to be too far gone almost already. Tage is kind of stopped. The GG comes out from Fluffy Fra.
Okay,
and I think that's
it. GG to rank 55 Dragons, and of course also to oRNG Logo, who are going to be finishing as a second place. But a 2-0 victory for rank 55, and a pretty good showing in today's Go4. They seem to be the new team to beat. The winning streak of oRNG Logo has now officially ended. That's going to be interesting in the next couple of weeks.
Ow.
Ow?
Ow, no, wow, sorry. Ow, wow. Unfortunately, you know, this isn't going to work probably in the long run. Because in terms of WTS,
yeah,
you know, they can't play this team. So in the qualifier, there's different things to consider here. I'm going to come back into the camps. First of all, congratulations to rank 55 Dragons on performing very well today, and everyone else. We've seen some good performances coming out. I think rank 55 have just had one of those days where they've just played so well, and their rotational play as well as their control on the map and the combination of the mobility of Misha as well, and Zan just being in those moments where he can survive in a 1v2 situation where that support can come out in terms of the push from Zan, from Misha and other members, where they can really turn a bad situation into their favour and just completely change things around.
Yeah.
Awesome play.
And I would go so far to say special congratulations to Zapdos, who just beat his old team.
Yes, of course. And I probably should have hyped that up a little bit more as well, to be honest.
Maybe.
But yes, and that has happened a couple of times with him on the opposite side of things. But also, there is some other things to think about in today, and that's one thing that TCG went out quite early in today's cup against rank 55, and that's going to be an issue.
Okay, yeah, okay. So to be fair, it was against the winner.
Yes, of course.
But as you just wanted to say. It's going to be an issue seeding-wise for the WTS qualifier. They were disqualified from any matches for 2 weeks now, weren't able to get any points with that, and now as they come back in, kicked out quite early, so we might actually see a very early match between teams you might not expect to match up that early seeding-wise. So TCG coming up against someone on the top, most likely, be it rank 55, be it oRNG Logo.
Yeah, because rank 55 and oRNG Logo are probably they're not able to be caught now in terms of those points. I don't think they will be.
Yeah.
Even if TCG wins 2 more Go4s, those teams are still going to be in this cup in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So they're going to pick up a ton more points. TCG won't be able to get in that first and second position, so they will probably come up against one of those teams. And I guess they will want to come up against 55 because they're not going to be able to play the same roster. But that's all speculation at the moment, I suppose.
If they still make it to something like 4th, 3rd, even 5th or 6th, that's still going to keep them in the running to be matched up against another team, and not the first seeds. But if it goes like this for the next couple of Go4s, then they could find themselves in a difficult spot. But I think with TCG, there isn't anything they want except winning that. Their placement is completely irrelevant because they want to beat all of them anyways. They want to go to WTS. That's the goal. There are no second place prizes. So to be honest,
don't have to beat the other team though. The other team that goes through.
Oh yeah.
There's just going to be 2 final teams. So they won't be able to beat the other team that's going to go to WTS because that's going to be saved for WTS itself. Qualifiers in an NA was that the 2 final teams that came through, they just went through. They didn't play each other. As far as I remember, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Oh yeah, right. We're sending 2.
We're at you, man.
Damn.
This is the other thing that we're not even going to see that game played. But if you think about it, we are going to see a prequel. Ollie said this the other day. We're going to see a prequel to the Invitational Qualifier for the Go4 Monthly.
Oh yeah.
Top 8 teams. If they all get invited, the top 8 teams are going to go to the Go4 Monthly.
But maybe a few lineup changes here and there, just because of that age requirement.
Of course.
I mean, it might also be the case that they're already. I mean, okay, 1.5k prize pool. That's kind of something where you want to bring your best. But I think the WTS might actually be a bit higher on the priority, and taking that as kind of a dry run for the WTS qualifier.
Yeah, completely. So we've got a lot of stuff coming up. We've still got 2 more Go4 Cups coming up before those points are distributed. You can't check the table at the moment. ESL are going to be on that tomorrow, I've been promised. So you'll be able to check out exactly how many points your team has and also your favourite team has to see how well they're going in terms of their race for the WTS Qualifier Invitational. And also, that's pretty much it for today. So, rank 55 Dragons, congratulations to you guys. Also, congratulations to oRNG for coming in 2nd place. Third team match, you're going to have to just check out on the website and see who wins that. There might be a result coming up, but otherwise, ESL Weekly Cup on Thursday, of course, as per usual. The NA ESL Go4GW2 Cup 29 is on later today in about 3 hours. And then we have the 2v2 as well for the ESL on Tuesday. We have AG Cups, and also we've got Tournament of Legends next Saturday.
U1, right?
Yes!
The NA one is 1 week after.
That's right. So we've got tons of action. So if you are in for TOL as well, good luck for that, in case I don't see you before. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining us this week on the ESL Go4GW2 Cup number 29. I have been Jebro, this has been Krennic Gamer, and we will salute before we finally leave you. See you soon, people. Take it easy.